Hey y'all, we are here. We are here. Listen, y'all already know how this goes, okay? Follow us over there on the Instagram. Subscribe to all of our channels. You see everything here on the screen. Ladies, are you ready?
Ready, Eddie.
Let's get into it. Hey y'all, what's up? Are y'all liking the video as you guys come in?
Yeah.
What you say?
What?
I was asking the people to like the video as they come in.
Yes.
Y'all know I've been MIA and I'm coming back with the podcast. So like the video for your girl. Period. Well, I haven't been MIA that
I was
much.
about to say, what's
on my
MIA?
backup channel. I've been on my backup channel.
Okay.
I haven't really been posting on my main. I feel like I haven't posted today or yesterday. Yeah. So make sure y'all like up the video. How are you ladies doing?
Good.
Good, real good. I mean, I don't know. My throat just got super duper dry. I don't know what. I really feel like I need to be drinking some tea right now, but it's fine. I'm drinking Hyos.
Okay. Come on, Hyos. Come through with the sponsorship, please.
Okay.
Hyos. What is Hyos? Is that an energy drink or just like water?
Ooh, no, I can't drink no energy drinks. It's social tonic, the adaptogens with like the L-theanine, mushroom.
Oh wow, okay. I never heard of them before.
Me neither.
It's good.
Okay.
I don't really feel afloat, to be honest with you, but it's cute.
Okay.
Right.
Cool. Have y'all heard about Gary, Indiana?
Yes.
That's where Prince is from, Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
What happened?
They are without power. For what? Is it 14 days or 10? I know it's been like 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Like 9 days. Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yo. I don't even know how it happened. I don't know what happened, what led to them not having power, anything. I could just imagine them freaking out.
They had a storm.
That's what it was. I was wondering if it was like a data center. So it was a storm that took the power out and nobody has been over there to help them?
Well, no, I think that they went over there to help and people started shooting at the electric truck people. That's what they said. I don't think it's true. I honestly feel like this is something that is being used as a way to try to push people into, having some type of civil war type of situation. Because it seems like they keep trying to use, situations to force like some type of reactive response by Black people. And this is happening in a specific, like, poor Black area. They have not called a state of emergency. They haven't done anything to help. And it's like a large population of the poor Black area of Gary, Indiana, without any power, but the outlying areas, which some of them are, also, having this issue, but a lot of other ones went and got their power, on quicker than the poor people. And that always happens. As somebody who has dealt with that many a time, living in Louisiana and always dealing with hurricanes, like, I tell people you have to either you're going to have a generator connected to your house or you're going to be prepared to leave. Like those are usually your options. So yeah, it's a really messed up situation when the country doesn't help you. And also when they get rid of all the people at FEMA, like a lot of what Doge did, firing all of those people, was getting rid of the people who are, there to make sure when things like this happen, people get the aid that they need. So
absolutely. This is a world of chaos. All the recalls, the poison, salmonella poisonings. Then you got the Corilla or whatever that stuff is, the Florilla or something.
Can't eat eggs, can't eat jalapenos, lettuce. Like, what can we? I need a damn garden box immediately.
And I think that's also a reflection that y'all feeling like the immigrants needed to go and all of that. Because who the fuck was picking and doing all of the work on the produce? Like Black people who make sure, like, the people in government, working in government, I feel like it's those people that, this situation is made worse by because they're not there to have these restrictions and to make sure that they're watching for things like this. But then also I do think they don't have the same amount of hands that they used to have. And I think when they're trying to make sure they're pushing out product with not as many people, more mistakes happen and more things that can get you sick happen. So I do think, it's a reflection of all of those things. But definitely, thanks administration. You know what I'm saying?
Try.
Project 2025. Thank you.
Ooh, my God, today it's a
Sure.
lot going on.
We got 2 more years.
Let us pray. I know all this in 2 years is crazy. Like, how are we gonna do another 2? Absolutely insane. All right. I just wanted to talk about that briefly because I came across that yesterday. Actually, I came across it, earlier yesterday, because I didn't know what was going on as long as it was over in Gary. I was like, what? Why nobody talking like this? Talking about it. I haven't seen it on Twitter or anything. Popped up over on TikTok. I was like, oh,
I could
It's
not
not crazy.
imagine.
Mhm.
We didn't have power for 2 or 3 days during that power outage, the grid in
Yeah.
Texas. That was horrible. So I can't imagine 14 days.
Sad.
3 days is as much as I've gone without it, because of a hurricane or a storm. But no, I'm not going no longer than that. I'm not even doing that anymore. Better get these fucking dogs. Let's go. I'll figure it out.
And then there's that. All right. Real quick, I want to get into a story about Hayden, and I struggle saying her last name. Panettiere. How y'all say it?
Panettiere is how it's supposed to be pronounced.
I always say Petere.
Her mama was on Panettiere, like French, but it's not. It's Italian, and it's Panettiere.
Panettiere. So Hayden passed away, and I was so surprised and shocked. I think that her death is very suspicious. I don't know why Princess Diana, I'm sorry, not Diana, but Anna Nicole is who I meant. I don't know why she comes to mind when I think about Hayden. But Hayden recently passed away. Unfortunately, they said she was found unresponsive at her home. And now people have been digging into, she dropped a book recently. With this book, she kind of detailed things that happened in her life. And I came across a TikTok of, first of all, she did an interview with Jay Shetty. Okay. I want to go into this interview that she did.
Was she living there, or was that her boyfriend's house?
I thought she was living. I thought it was at her house.
The way, I don't know. Everybody was like, what was she doing in South Carolina? I thought it was her boyfriend's house, but
the one that had the restraining order.
Yeah, the on and off.
She said something interesting about him as well that I wanted to check out in this. It's 2 different clips I want to get into. I don't think we'll get into the full one of this one, but I believe this is the one where she connects him to her mom in a sense, or how they're similar. So
the abuse, the fact that I allowed this person not only into my life, but for how long I put up with it. This is a topic I've been journaling a lot about it, trying to organize my thoughts and my feelings. And I did journal last night, and for the first time, I really feel like I was able to put into words what has been going on for the past decade of my life in regards to the abuse. And I was actually going to ask if I could read it, because this topic is really important for me to word properly.
Yeah, please, yeah.
It took me a long time to finally see the situation clearly. I've had to do a lot of soul searching and therapy around this topic, because allowing somebody to get away with harming me was so unlike me. The more I thought about it and analyzed it, the more connections I made between the abuse I was allowing to transpire and the abuse I've gone through in my past. They say that you end up marrying one of your parents, and no, I'm not married, but I found a very interesting connection between this abusive behavior and my mother's abusive behavior. Even though they would both shake their heads and say I was crazy to think there was anything similar about the 2 of them, there definitely was. I realized that I was more afraid of being alone than being abused. And in order to be around that kind of behavior, it took me dulling my senses and numbing myself with substances in order to silence that rational voice in my head that was telling me exactly what was going on and the many reasons why I needed to get myself out of this toxic relationship and as far away from this person as possible.
So she's talking about the ex is what I'm believing, but they were possibly back together. Because
Yeah.
her mom put a statement out saying that he was by her side when she passed away or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, they spotted her going through an airport with him just a couple days prior to her death. And the way I understood it via TikTok news was that he stayed at a luxury apartment complex that used to be in Mill. And she was there. They were on again, off again, and she passed away.
I'm
Oh.
reading right now.
Did you also hear, and this is a rumor, did y'all also hear the people on TikTok saying that the boyfriend allegedly called his brother, who's a pastor, before he called 911?
No. I didn't hear
No.
that.
haven't
I saw
heard
that on
at all.
TikTok.
Mm.
Could be a rumor,
Mm-mm.
but yeah.
I think like it's upsetting because it reminds me of so many people's stories. Like it reminds me of Marilyn Monroe. It reminds me of Whitney Houston. It reminds me, you know what I'm saying? Like it just reminds me of a lot of people that I feel like have been in this industry and things have happened to them because I don't think we realize how much the entertainers are to be trafficked. Like they're there as representations, but also as people that really rich men want access to. And it gives, it gives that you want to be a actress or a singer or a star, and these men want to have sex with you. And if they pay the right person that has pretended to be your friend, they can get access to you. And I think it's really dehumanizing and sad, especially when you're somebody that grew up in this and your mom is the one that kind of put you in the industry because her career didn't work out. I'm in the middle of a book right now where she just finished dating the guy from Heroes, the one who was he was like 30 and she was 18. And Emilio, I can never say his last name, but he was on This Is Us. I really like him. So like actually thinking about
Which
the fact
one? From This Is Us?
the dad.
That's not. Oh,
the dad that died?
Yeah. The white guy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He was on Heroes with her back in the day. And they started dating when they were on tour together. And he was 30 and she was 18. And I'm actually I just finished listening to the part where she talks about the breakup. And he broke up with her because her she says this is not why, but it feels like this is why. Her manager kind of walked up to her at a party and kissed her on the mouth. And she was shocked. And so she told him about it and he was mad about it. And she was like, it's not a big deal. We were drinking, like just kind of making excuses for the shit. And he broke up with her and she had like a nervous breakdown, like an 18-year-old would. And he was like, no, never mind. And then like a week later, broke up with her for real. And, of course, she goes on to start partying with the lady that set her up to, get in that bed, that story she told. But yeah, it's just
I
like,
want to get into that too.
even if he didn't actually like beat her or harm her, I just still feel like you took advantage of a kid is what it feels like. Because 30 is grown as fuck. And I just, as a 30-year-old, I couldn't imagine myself wanting to be with a 18-year-old.
That's a baby.
Exactly. And this is the story where she goes in to talk about that friend. And then I want to get into this TikTok video where they kind of reveal the alleged person they believe she was talking about, which is crazy.
Right about a moment in your career where a friend of yours takes you onto a boat, you're led to a room which has an older man in it, and then basically told to perform sexual acts. And, could you talk to me about what that moment does to your psyche when you're that?
I mean, the fact that I was 18, even though I'd lived such a huge life, her frontal lobes don't develop until we're, 25, 26. So even though I felt like I could make healthy decisions, safe decisions, I wasn't capable of being fully aware of what was going on around me. And it wasn't until I found myself in predicaments that I realized, like, my perspective completely shifted, and I realized that I was in danger. But by the time I'd realized I was in danger, I was quite literally out to sea. That moment shook me was shocking. And I had been having a great time. There was no hints of anything like that happening. I was led by somebody that I had grown to trust and see as a protector and somebody who had my back. And to be walked down the stairs and presented as though it was like a surprise. And it was this very small room, and she physically put me in the bed next to this undressed man who was very famous and had his hands like this. Like this was just, an average day for him. This is something that happens all the time. And I waited for her to leave, and that lion in me, that fire in me, that my hair stood on end, and I became ferocious. I was like, this is not happening. But I had nowhere to hide, and I bolted and I hid wherever I could think of to hide on a boat. There was no jumping off and swimming away, and there was nobody who was going to, I realized that there was nobody who was going to be empathetic to my situation, that this was nothing new to them.
It's such.
That's sad. And then to know that she was 18 and this happened, and then she also had the 30-year-old boyfriend. So let's get into real quick this TikTok where somebody kind of breaks down. And it's crazy because this person is a housewife, right?
Mhm.
And she didn't even look like, she was on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but she looks so completely different from then versus now. But let's get into it.
How heated I was going to get the deeper I got into this timeline. Now, the more pictures that I pull up from 2009, the bigger problems arise. Plus, I have some clips that you guys need to see.
This festival was his hunting ground.
Like I said, I didn't realize how upset I was going to get. I need to show you because I just cannot believe this. I hate what happened to her. I hate
Somebody led by somebody that I had grown to trust and see as a protector and somebody who had my back, and to be and
a normal thing.
and then I
wanna
became
skip through this.
ferocious. I was like, this is not happening. But I had nowhere to hide.
There we
After
go.
that book came out, a lot of people started to connect the dots, and there were rumors that this woman who she was allegedly close to, that may have supplied her to this man on this yacht, could have been Diana Jenkins. Now, again, this was a rumor. And as a side note, Diana Jenkins was featured on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And as a double side note, during that season, while they were filming, Ava Dash from Next Gen NYC was living with Diana Jenkins because she was dating her son at the time. Anyway, back to Diana Jenkins. Why would people think that it was her? She's a Real Housewife of Beverly Hills. How could that be? Well, during that time in 2009, Diana Jenkins was rumored to be a madame. She released a book called Room 23, which was, again, rumored. This is all alleged, but it was rumored to be basically a catalog of women, and Hayden was in that book. I didn't know that until now. Now, I hope that that makes sense so far. Diana Jenkins in 2009 released a coffee table book called Room 23. Hayden Panettiere was in it. So was Lisa Rinna. So was Lindsay Lohan, I believe. At least she was at the release party. And something else that I didn't know until tonight is that that is allegedly where Hayden met her baby daddy. At least around that time is when she met the man that she went on to have her daughter with. And I want to know how they happened to capture this perfect photo of just them looking like a couple, if this is when they met. How did they know? Is Diana the one that connected them? They always just said that they met through a friend. Is Diana that friend? I would like to know. I'm just curious. I don't know. But I digress. So back to the timeline. In 2009, Hayden would have been around 19 years old, which is in her book when she said that this yachting experience happened. And it is true that she was seen with Diana in 2009 at Cannes. Now, if that's not enough to make all of this seem eerie, there's more, because James Blunt, the singer, actually wrote a book where he has a chapter detailing Diana's yacht. It's called Diana's Boat, and they talk about the Cannes Film Festival, where they would be on a yacht with billionaires, and he talks about how when they would go to nightclubs, Diana would take all of the nighttime ballerinas and bring them back to the boat, which he doesn't say, but implies, in my opinion, that she was taking those girls back to the boat for somebody. And also that year, 2009, at that festival, Diana can be seen at almost every single event with Hayden. Now, around 2012 is when the blind item came out from Crazy Days and Nights that alleged that Diana may be operating some sort of high-profile ring that catered to very wealthy clients, and that Room 23, her coffee table book, may be serving as some sort of like menu or introduction book. And I have to throw in that Diana Jenkins has always strongly denied these claims. She's even said it in court filings that she has never been involved in anything like that. However, James Blunt was also pictured a lot with Diana Jenkins at Cannes that year in 2009, and he did write that book, and there's no question that it was about that Diana's Boat, because he actually sent Diana a copy of the book where he wrote her a little note, and she posted it reminiscing on the times that they partied together. So there is no question that that chapter of James Blunt's book is about Diana Jenkins. And just one more time, I'm sorry to be redundant, but this book, this first page of this chapter of Diana's Boat, says that they had the biggest yacht at Cannes, and that they would go to nightclubs, and that Diana would kidnap, that is a quote, kidnap the nighttime ballerinas and bring them back to the yacht. Now, to wrap things up, I'm not making any accusations here. I'm just putting out what is public knowledge and letting people connect the dots. And I just have this harrowing feeling after going through pictures from that year at that festival. If you scroll to the very bottom of pictures of Hayden at that festival, there is one last picture where she is tagged in the photo, but it's just a picture with Harvey Weinstein in the background. It really makes me wonder, especially because of the clip that I'm about to show you. All of this is just so eerie to me, and it makes me so sad because I just think she was such a talented actress. She was such a star. She was so beautiful, and it is such a tragedy that she started getting involved with these types of people, and that people took advantage of her from such an early age, and that she didn't have more support in her life. How would her life have gone if she didn't get wrapped up in the orbit of these types of people? Now, without further
I have to blame the parents. I have to definitely blame the parents. That's crazy. It's crazy with how Hollywood just does a lot of stuff in our face and have been doing it for a long time. And I don't know, maybe we just be too distracted in other places or whatever to really catch it until it's too late. But I really hate that for her, because I do feel like she was failed on a lot of different fronts. Coming in, and it's always tough for the Hollywood child stars that come in, primarily the white ones. They come in, they really struggle the most. It's a lot.
Well, I don't know. It makes me think. I got a couple thoughts around it. For one, it makes me. I want a tell-all book from Lindsay Lohan or Drew Barrymore immediately, because I feel like those are the two that we're looking at that could have ended up in this position, but they didn't. And what was it? You said what?
They have to be done. They're not done yet. They're not done working. They're not done in the industry. Drew Barrymore will probably do it when she has collected enough wealth to go sit down somewhere and doesn't have to work. That's probably when she'll come out with the book that'll say it all, because I definitely won't hear like they
I feel
had
like she shouldn't have. You don't think she shouldn't have to work?
It's not that she has to. I think she's still in a point in her career where she wants to.
Okay.
And just that means like you gotta tread lightly, because if you say too much, they'll see you as somebody that's gonna talk too much. And then that means you might have issues with your shows or with whatever movies you want to do. So I think it's about like getting to a place where they can talk without having to worry about the blowback. And
yeah. I also think the same thing happens in the Black spaces. When I was thinking about her, like I did think about like an Anna Nicole or Marilyn Monroe for sure. But I also thought about like a Ariane who was with R. Kelly, or that other girl, because like you said, it starts with the parents. The parents are like, okay, my daughter's talented, but I'm willing to turn a blind eye to some things to see if she'll make us some money. And it's something that's very much understood in the industry. And I don't agree with anything R. Kelly did at all. However, I understand the point or the direction that people were trying to make when they said, well, why is he the only one? They just want to take a Black man down. This been going on. And it's like, while all of y'all are pedophiles and abusers, it has been going on. And I have yet to see a white abuser handled in a way that they saw R. Kelly handled. And the only difference is the victims of him aren't just, hugely successful. They're not as successful as the white women, and they're not dying of overdoses. So I don't know. I have lots of thoughts. I think that this is a regular occurring thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean by being different with like because I always see the white kids connected to the drugs versus black. But you also made a good point because I feel like a lot of the people that are affected that are black are on the music side. Whereas I feel like it's more white actors that's affected on the Hollywood side.
And they're never as
But yeah.
big either. I think a lot of the black actors, you get your moment, and then after that, don't nobody give a fuck about you no more, and there ain't no reason for you to be strung out on drugs because I don't think they endure as long, like lifelong abuse, like where we see Hayden, Lindsay, Drew
Like,
Barrymore.
And Hayden's drug abuse came like after being a kid. Like, you know, like being an adult and then being out on a party scene and having certain things happen, like her real drug abuse. Because you know, as I'm reading, it's not even really a thing at this point. When this thing happens where she's having a good time and partying and being on this boat, she wasn't like really, she wasn't drugged or anything. She might have been drinking and was relaxing, but she wasn't like fucked up. That lady just really was like, oh, come, let me show you something. And like brings her down this hallway and puts her in this room. And she's like, what the fuck is going on? And you know how things happen so fast that it takes you a minute to realize what's happening. Like that's what it seemed like. And then you're dealing with that, like the fact that there's nobody you can really trust. And then I think that's where you start drugging and partying even harder. But it does go back to child abuse, and it goes back because I read in a book there when she was young. She would be losing teeth, but her mom wants her to do these commercials. And if you lose teeth, and you know, when the commercial happens, then you lose the commercial. So one day, the first time it happened, her mom got a dentist to make a plate to put in her mouth, to put like a fake tooth in there to replace whatever one she lost. But one day it came out when they were already out of town on a job, and she used super glue to glue the tooth back into her mouth. And I was just like, you could have, like, she could have got toxic shock or some shit like that. You put super glue in your kid's gums, and she was a kid. So it just, to me, it showed it's okay to cross boundaries to get this job done.
You know, in a lot of these Hollywood stories, one of the things I notice is when the parents always end up outliving the children when the children are products of abuse. The abusers always live longer. And it makes me think about that book by Jeanette McCurdy. Where she said, I'm glad my mom died.
Yes. Yeah.
And she talked about her mom being the abuser. And now I'm thinking about that title in a completely different way, because in many scenarios, the abusers live way past the abused. You know how people talk about Whitney Houston mama. Well, the situation with Joe Jackson died a long time ago, but Michael Jackson died too soon. It's just, I don't know. It's really sad to see.
Yeah, I need to read Jeanette's other book. That's on my list. I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna get into, because she has a book about her dating an older man and that relationship. And a lot of people were saying she framing it like it's not as fucked up as it was. And I'm like, that always happens. Even reading Hayden's book, it's still her, I think, trying to protect her family to some extent, because she still don't see her dad as an issue. And to me, I'm like, your dad was an enabler. Those are usually the people that you don't see at first. You see the abusive parent, the enabler, which is the other parent that goes along with the shit. Take you a long time to see how they really was coming.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's sad.
When I hear y'all talk about some of the child actors, I'm starting to think about the child YouTubers and what those docs are gonna look like in decades to come.
Bruh. The TikTok people, the way them people put their children on blast all the time, putting antagonize them and putting cameras in their face. Y'all saw that little girl where the mama was like, she won't eat these French fries. I'm like, bitch, if you don't get your fat ass out my face trying to make that baby feel bad for wanting fries, girl.
Oh wow.
A couple years ago, they had charged a couple with child abuse because they were pranking their kids. Y'all remember that? It was like a white couple. And they had kids that they were pranking and posting videos on the internet, and they were actually charged with child abuse. And I think we need to see a little bit more than that.
That's crazy.
Because these motherfuckers never really wanted children in the first place. Like that's the thing that I really feel like don't be clicking. People do not want these kids for real in the first place. They have them for all of these like shallow ass reasons. And then when you're in it, you realize how fucking hard it is. And so, you become neglectful or you kind of resentful of the child. And so you kind of do things with a they'll be okay type of vibe. And really underneath,
Yes.
you resent them children for even having them. And you abuse them in these ways because they be abusing the fuck out them children on TikTok. They be pissing me off all the time.
I
my
don't even
goodness.
participate in. I just think the internet be a weird. People need to be more careful about the way that they present their kids on the internet. I don't even participate in the AI videos on. Have y'all seen? There's videos on TikTok where it'll be like a baby, and then they'll have the baby dancing, but it's AI, or either they'll reenact a Real Housewives scene, but with nothing but baby faces. I
Yep.
never interact with that type of shit because I feel like it's a way to desensitize babies as babies, and then the people who really are the pedos that we should watch out for in 5 years shit. People will be desensitized and they will be consuming babies as adult content. Like I
Yep.
just stay away. That is gross to me.
Yep. I'm glad you said that because a lot of people probably didn't even look at it in the way that you just stated. And now they will.
I hope so.
Now they
because
will.
I hope so.
I saw one today, not AI, but like another video with this guy holding his baby. And his daughter was like touching his chest. And so he titled the video basically like his little girl knew what a real man was. You know what I'm saying? Because he had chest muscles and then he kissed her on the cheek or something. It was just creepy. And it was like basically videos trying to make it seem like your daughter is attracted to you. And that's why, like, to me, what has become clear, and I wasn't thinking about it before, the women who were online, these little girls is fast and they think they grown. That is the exact same thing that those pedophile men say about the young girls when they are trying to get away with taking advantage of them. Oh, she wanted it. She was coming at me, all of that type of shit. So I'm starting to see how a lot of times y'all have been people who have been violated as children and you're desensitized to a child being violated. But really I'm starting to look at all you bitches like y'all are more creeps than we thought y'all was. Cause you know how you don't really be thinking about women as being creeps all the time. But I'm starting to feel like
we
you all are
should.
creeps more than we thought. Yeah.
Absolutely should.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else on that?
I'm
nosy.
Children are our future.
Okay. I'm nosy. Now this just in. Okay.
This is
in. I'm trying to figure out what Arion is over here talking about with Love and Marriage Huntsville. So give me 1 second. It says this is how Martell Holt. Why I've already won. Is that what that said? Let me zoom in. Yes, and I haven't even begun. Is this a response to Melody dropping all these videos? Suck my the Cardi B song. So then says, okay, I feel you. Then I guess this is her responding. The reason you can't see chicken tenders bullshit is because why? She came back telling you all her ex-friend's business. Besides you thinking like, damn, she is a backstabber, fake ass friend. You was happy she was confirming your ex been cheating. Chicken tender. Who is a chicken tender?
That's all I'm wondering. I ain't never
Chicken
heard.
tender literally told you to get your youngest daughter DNA tested, and you did. Telling me to get cool with her is crazy. I don't need friends. I could never get cool with a girl who was once a broke friend and got mad because they got cut off. Oh, she's talking about Destiny. And go back and tell all my business to my ex. Slow chicken. Not Destiny being a chicken tender.
I hate that broke friend is what put two and two together.
I know. I'm mad. I'm mad that we all clicked in at the exact same time. Now I feel like we need to read it again now that we know who we talking about.
Let's read it again. Let's go one more time.
Okay. Boom. So it says the reason you can't see chicken tenders bullshit is because why? She came back telling you all her ex-friends' business. Besides you thinking like, damn, she is a backstabber, fake ass friend. You was happy she was confirming your ex been cheating. Chicken tender Literally told you to get your youngest daughter DNA tested, and you did. Telling me to get cool with her is crazy. I don't need friends. I can never get cool with a girl who was once a broke friend and got mad because they got cut off and go back and tell all my business to my ex. Slow chicken tender.
She told Martell to get that baby DNA tested, and he did it.
Girl,
That's
that's crazy. That's messed up.
That's
all that
trifling as
child
hell.
come out looking just
Knowing
like
you listen, and she the main one saying like, don't bring up my child or don't speak on my son or whatever the case is.
She
And
was
you over
friends
here.
with Mel at that time, right? She was
That's what
friends
I
with Mel
thought.
when Mel was pregnant.
and we knew that she wasn't
Yeah.
really her friend because we saw how she was acting.
That's crazy. Okay, let's go to the next one because there was another. So she says, do not call me. And then I guess this is Martell saying, I'm sorry, sweetheart. I love you. Arian, answer the phone. Now let me go back because I just realized I did not read something. She says, never a flex. Literally turned this show down the first time I was asked. Keep it cute, cold sore.
Oh, she calling. She talking about Mel.
I don't know what the hell going on no more.
I ain't never seen a cold sore on Mel's
Who is
face.
cold sore?
I don't
why
know
would
if
you
she
call her
talking about
cold?
Mel or if she talking about Destiny, which is who I feel she talking about.
Never a flex. I literally turned this show down the first time I was asked. Keep it
Let me
cute.
go to Destiny page.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Girl, the show ain't even started yet.
Oh my god.
This season.
Oh my god.
Let me see if I don't think Destiny put anything up. Maybe they arguing somewhere. Okay, let's keep going. So then she also says, y'all mad at me because this man been chasing me for years, but yet y'all believe a girl who wanted fame and sacrificed her family to move on to somebody's husband. Oh, okay. Oh, she talking about me. What?
She talking about Mel.
She
But
talking
that's
about
so
me.
ass backwards. Why would Mel be cold sore if y'all was on the same thing?
I
That's
mean,
crazy.
she got it, you got it, bitch.
Yeah, I'm like, why would you?
I feel like the first one, we'll see. I don't know. I'm thinking the first one is about Destiny. And then the second post I feel is about Mel.
And the thing about it is, like, move on to somebody's husband. Bitch, you moved on to somebody's husband. What are we talking about?
She said real time.
Well, the people did say not too long ago that they ain't give a damn about folks cheating because, the people be cheating out here in the streets.
I mean, if we being honest, after you get cheated on, you don't be caring no more. I gotta tell y'all that I be seeing somehow, women, once you break that good girl shit, that should be over. Like, once you realize nigga be man, listen, I don't give a fuck. That's why these hoes act the way they do. They got cheated on already.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I feel like that's very common. I'm gonna tell her like Andy did. What Andy told who he told K Michelle. K Michelle was like, "Oh, I was tweeting stuff in real time." And he said, "I'm gonna give you some advice. Don't do that." Ariana's acting very new. We ain't got no context to what's actually going on. Give us the context before, like how you drop us off in the middle.
She ain't never been the one to give full context. That's why we can't stand her. That's why she was never to turn this into nothing. You couldn't turn this into
Two-parent household.
That's crazy.
It's two parents and it's two households. So it's a two-parent house.
It's a two-parent household.
This is a mess. And they still fine. Thank you for the super chat, Stephanie. I know this is unrelated, but will there be a live stream for your show? If so, can you share the link to purchase a ticket? Thank you so much for the super chat. We did announce a few weeks ago that we have decided to postpone our show, but be sure to follow us on social media, okay? So that you know when the next one will be and what city it may be in. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. All right, y'all. The next thing that I want us to get into real quick, not much of a story here, but it's these guys from Penn State, a fraternity. Typically, when we hear about fraternities getting in trouble, it's because of some form of hazing going on, right? This something else. Now, I don't know if these people were forced to do this or not, but this fraternity over at Penn State has been caught up in a drug ring. Okay, they got one of the guys is like the leader, and then it looks like they got like some teachers, like some other folks involved in it. Like it's really crazy. So I want us to check it out real quick.
It's
Let's get
given the
into it.
Carter
They
college
running a
version.
business.
It's the Carter college version. Okay.
Many here in State
White boys
College.
putting in.
That
Huh.
was selling these type of drugs.
They'd have busted with
Child.
SWAT. We'd have seen all of that shit.
Hundreds of
would've been-
thousands of dollars. It would have been on CNN.
Let me tell you something.
Baby.
This led me down a rabbit hole to remembering how much shit has happened at Penn State University.
What
Y'all
else?
remember Jerry Sandusky? And he was a head football coach for college or like a main, team, NFL type shit. But he was also like a coach for the kids at the school through Penn State. So he was like a coach at Penn State. And he was raping a whole bunch of the boys.
Oh,
Rhythmic clapping sounds is what comes to mind.
remember that.
Yes.
Oh
And
my
Joe Paterno.
God.
Joe Paterno was another somebody that was also involved in Penn State. And then somebody said in my comments, a fucking book came out in the 70s about a woman who wrote a book about being gang raped on campus there. And so to me, the way that the father, that guy, you could tell that was somebody's daddy at the end, that was like, it's just 4 kids. I'm not worried about it. You know what I'm saying? To me, the environment of y'all area. You know what's going on. And you know that it's way deeper than just them kids, because something is always going on at that fucking school. And I really do feel like it's because it's the environment. Like the culture of y'all town is fucked up.
They just gonna get a Netflix movie, and the boys probably gonna get like 10 years or less. When they get out, they've shown that they could. It's gonna be something that's gonna be looked at as like cool. Like you was the president of your fraternity, and you also was moving weight. How'd you do it? And then you get arrested, and you end up being on the board of somebody's company, and that's just something you did in a past life. Why you laugh about it on the Netflix doc?
Right. That's
That's facts.
why that shit about the bonnets and all of that pissed me off. Cause I was like, y'all be worrying about the wrong shit. Cause a motherfucker could be dressed excellent and be up to no good. And somebody could just be tired and running late with their bonnet on. Y'all work on my fucking nerves.
I actually was for the bonnet. I was for the not wearing the bonnets though.
I was too,
At the
I ain't gonna hold you.
university.
I'm not, because they banned it from the cafeteria. And I felt like that was extreme. They're banning
only
the entire
reason-
campus. They live there.
I think what your point of view on it, Bondi, is fair, but you speaking to people in our age range. Like, we didn't grow up going to school in pajamas. Like, we know how to show up
That's true.
and dress to the occasion. If in the younger generations, that their give a fucks is out the window. They don't show up and dress to the occasion. I don't think it's about like, oh, Black people need to show up. In general, the kids ain't showing up the way that they should. So somebody has to start laying the law, because I feel like when I was in school, they did used to. It's a slippery slope. They used to trip about, oh, your straps need to be two fingers, and this need to be this length or whatever. The minute that they just stripped it away and said you wear whatever you want to wear, it was ass cheeks on campus. Like, I think the kids need some sort of direction. And when you're in college, you're a student and you are practicing for a professional environment. And then once you get out in the real world, if you want to wear a bonnet to the fucking airport, wear a fucking bonnet. But if you in my class, I would have some type of structure, and then they can decide what they want to do beyond that. Because if you don't give the kids structure, they just won't arise to the occasion, period.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't think the students would have a lot of an issue with it, considering the fact that going to a HBCU, it's always fashion on campus anyway. People be ready to walk across the yard strutting in heels and stuff, wearing their best, finest attire, at least during our time. I ain't really see too much of bonnets on them. But as Tanisi's point, it has changed to where that's what they be doing. They be popping out of bed in their pajamas on, getting ready to go off to school like ain't been like no care in the world. Now, of course, some chairs of certain departments probably restricts you. Like I know back in college in the business department, they not playing that. You're not coming in this building a certain way. So they probably all came together and just made the decision. Because I mean, at some point, all the different departments was probably gonna shut it down. But one comment, I seen a few of these comments on Threads, Instagram, and Facebook, because I have quite a few friends on Facebook that went to Tuskegee. This is something that had been in play. They've always had this on the books to where there are no bonnets. They just felt the need to reiterate it. So I don't know if it's that people got lax and they weren't paying attention to that. But yeah, I think they probably got out of hand. But at the end of the day, if you don't like it, don't go to the university, in my opinion. And when you come to a school and understanding that you use your tuition to pay towards whatever it is, at the end of the day, you sign paperwork to abide by their guidelines. And you sign it. So if the guideline is for you to not smoke on campus, not drink on campus, don't wear your bonnet on campus, you can't show up like this or that, that's what you signed. And that's your oath. So take that. So yeah, that's how I felt about it. I was in support of it. Don't wear the bonnets. Next up, let's get into... Oh, was there anything else about these Penn students? Good luck to them.
I'm gonna look out for the documentary, that's all.
Right. Let's get into Housewives and this reunion that annoyed the entire fuck out of me. A few things. Kelly gagged the shit out of Angela when she told her that she has been married, because I think Angela told her, like, oh, when you get a husband, she said, I had a husband for 11 years. As a matter of fact, and I didn't have to have a child to get him either. Loved it. Shout out to Kelly. I feel like Kelly is rising to the occasion of becoming a fan favorite, whether people want to believe it or not. Y'all gonna hate Kelly right into that position of Candace on Potomac.
Yeah.
I'm liking Kelly. Any thoughts on Kelly?
I enjoy Kelly too. Kelly is the only one of the few to me that can't be swayed or influenced just based on hierarchy and how the girls rank. I also saw a clip of her doing an interview with Francesca, and they were asking her why she didn't mention in the reunion that she was at the dinner and why she didn't come in and step up for Shamea on her side. And she said that she's friends with both of them and she just wanted them to handle it herself. And she said, who knows, they might make up and then, months later, K. Michelle feeling some type of way because she interjected. And I completely agree with her. I think Kelly is very fair. I think she say with her chest and she don't back down. And that's absolute, like, it's no way I could watch a show without her. Because at least one person is going to have to do it.
Yeah, I agree.
I like Kelly. I always like Kelly. She's not a punk.
At all. She held her own with just about everybody. I think Pinky did too. Shamea having to apologize to Angela, it really gave simp. I'm not finna hold y'all. I was extremely annoyed that you offered an apology and Angela wasn't really forthcoming with an apology for the actual lies that she told on you. Shamea apologizes to Angela for merely laughing at the comment that Portia made about Charles last year. And I think I think Portia tried to say Shamea said something. But whatever it was, what Portia said was worse. But Angela forgave Portia, but not Shamea. Annoyed. I didn't want her to apologize. I think she's done enough apologies in this season to not do any more in the next season.
For sure. I agree with you. I really hated how Andy tried to really pull that apology out of her. And Angela was on, I repeated what I was told. Like, can we stop with the I repeat it? I got PTSD. So I repeated what I was told, take me back to Phaedra, season 8. Like, you're not absolved of responsibility from what the fuck you said just because you repeated what you was told and you believed it and you wanted the other women to believe it. You brought it to us with conviction. So now when it's time for you to apologize, it's just, I repeated what I was told. Yeah. Shamea needs to enter her villain era at 100% in the same way that she showed up in an interview with Francesca and basically said, girl, fuck you. Come on the show like, girl, fuck you. We not apologizing no more. We not acting the ass because Portia don't want to be our friend no more. Let them kiss the back of your ass, please.
Please. Please. Portia in this lie detector test. That was so stupid. First of all, Phaedra debunked her ass and said that lie detector tests can be tricked. I personally feel like Phaedra ain't Portia's friend for real. And now I'm starting to rethink the whole setup thing from a few seasons ago. When Portia said to Kandi what she said she heard Phaedra say. Now I'm wondering if Phaedra was slick trying to set Portia ass up the whole time, but you ended up falling on the sword of your own shit. Cause you also be I feel like she said slick shit about Phaedra in the confessionals. And then in that moment, I feel like she could have had Portia's back with the whole lie detector test, but she was like, I mean, they can be tricked as well, meaning Portia probably knew what to do to get the answer that she wanted. So I don't know. I will watch that. Phaedra and Pinky getting into it. Pinky firing back at Phaedra. Phaedra wants an apology. She's not giving Phaedra one because Phaedra called the higher ups on her because she mentioned she had a gun. Is that right? I think that's how it was. She mentioned it.
Yeah.
But I don't know the reason for Pinky even mentioning that. I don't know if that had anything to do with Phaedra. It's giving Karen Huger.
What you mean?
When Karen reached out to the higher ups when it came to Candace.
Oh, yeah, I can see
Because
that.
why else are you reaching out? Like, why would you do that? You did that to try and get her in trouble.
Yes. To me, it gave Giselle and Chris Bassett. And the reason why I gave Giselle and Chris Bassett to me is because I got to lead with this. I don't trust Phaedra as far as I could throw her. So my opinion on this gun situation is already skewed off rip. So I have to say that. In a regular world, it would be like, oh yeah, who wants to hear their coworker talking about having a gun? Like, of course she should report her. But in this situation, Phaedra, I feel like is playing, chess. You very aware that we just came off a season with Brittany Edie threatening Kenya with a gun and keeping her ass on the show. I don't know why. But you're very aware that people wanted Brittany Edie off of the show. So production is also aware of that. It could have been, if Pinky had not been at odds with anybody on this show that led to getting physical, furthermore, mentioning having a gun for somebody on the show. So it's hard for me to believe that Pinky mentioned it as a threat. I feel like it might have been something as simple as, and if any of these hoes is on some Brittany Edie shit, I got what I need on me. It might have been something like that. And to me, I feel like that's lightweight because you're not threatening to use a gun on somebody as your first defense. But what you're saying is if they allow Brittany Edie to stay on the show and she had a gun, I also have something to protect myself. And Phaedra, you know that that's not a threat to you, but you go to the higher ups. And to me, it just felt strategic, and I can't trust that it came from a place where it was just like, I'm only concerned about my safety. So like I said, I don't trust her. I need the full context.
Now I rethink the whole aggressive Pinky. So y'all did that to try and paint a narrative of that damn lady as Phaedra went to the higher ups about a GUN, all because you didn't like that she said she could buy somebody's foreclosed houses, which is probably true. That's crazy.
Exactly. Because where did the aggressive comment come from?
And I'm sick of Andy's ass a bit because you're not wrangling in your girls to have the proper conversation. I feel like you letting them run in a damn muck over there. For real. Some shit they shouldn't even feel comfortable doing. That's just not cool.
Phaedra, it's very interesting to hear people talk about it because from when I saw somebody on TikTok that was talking about Pinky and how, she hasn't seemed apologetic enough and saying it's a tool. It seems as if, you don't mind losing people's money and you're defensive about it. And, I'm sorry for thinking on a macro scale, but I will always go back to feeling like there's a level of anti-Blackness in how things that the tools that they use to fight each other sometimes will kind of
Mhm.
stir an anti-blackness, because it is really weird for somebody who has gone behind people's back to fuck with their liquor license. People who have gone behind people's back and lied on them and said that they was going to assault somebody. Like, Phaedra has done some extremely immoral shit. And we don't know why the fuck you was taking cash in a parking lot when we first met you. And we also know that you knew who Apollo was, and you still decided to marry and have babies with a fucking criminal, a scammer, and a bum, right? So there's a level of me feeling like, how dare you sit there at the end of that fucking couch after years of being, kind of shunned because of how you lied on somebody, how you went to the depths of hell on somebody. And it wasn't even because they didn't agree with you about Apollo and the kids going to see him in jail. It was still up to you. It was still your choice. And you was so upset that you was willing to like really fuck with Candy's livelihood and make it hard for her to get her liquor license. Then when it came to this shit with Portia, so the man that Kelly fucked, is your client, really? It just gives that Phaedra is always willing to back up some bullshit and then grandstand when it is necessary. And I just kind of feel like, bitch, don't get me wrong, I'm not accusing you of anything, but you are a criminal defense attorney and you run what you call them? What is it?
A morgue or funeral home.
A mortuary, a funeral home. Girl, you got way too many connections to the immoral, fiber of Atlanta, girl, like the underworld. They called you the Godfather because you have a tendency to be very, oh my God, around white people. But then all of a sudden, some random nigga somewhere knows who Phaedra is. Like, you, it just felt like some bullshit. And then because Angela piggybacked off this conversation, and it just seems like you're not apologetic, Pinky. And it's like, if Pinky should be apologetic to somebody, it damn sure should not be to these women up here on this stage at this reunion show. She owes them absolutely fucking nothing. And on top of that, they are they don't apologize for anything. Phaedra has never apologized for what she did to Kandi. Never. Portia, y'all act like Portia don't know what the fuck going on. Portia has basically gray rocked Shamea. That's why Shamea was going to everybody talking about their friendship, because when she tried to talk to her fucking friend, the bitch went dead in the eyes and started moving around utensils and shit. Y'all work on my nerves. Phaedra is a snake in a creep, and I almost fell for it with you helping Kelly, but I almost feel like that was intentional. I'm gonna help Kelly because it's gonna make me look better to everybody that I'm not so on Portia's side, even though I'm validating that I know who the married man that Kelly allegedly fucked, which at the end of the day, I'm tired of these types of things because we know you fucked Simon when he was still married to that lady. We know that for a fact.
Mm-hmm.
And you never want to deal with that. But we always got to keep talking about, oh, I am the evidence. Girl, get the fuck. That's y'all girl, though. Portia's petals.
And did y'all hear Claudia say that Phaedra didn't provide her services completely free?
She paid $10,000.
I think not Phaedra. Kelly paid her $10,000. Yeah. Which is, I'm sure, not full service for the amount of work she did, but she gave her something. But I've always thought that the reason why she decided to check on Kelly and give her services to Kelly was because she didn't want to go down that rabbit hole of co-signing with Portia on who the man was. But yeah, I completely agree with you. Like,
I said this, so that makes sense.
You said what?
Kelly said, you never asked me about it when we were alone, which like kind of let you know she trying to deflect from that situation.
Yeah, I completely agree. And which one of y'all hoes ain't slept with a married man at this point? That's what the girls got to do to get up in Atlanta. Like, not all of them, but a lot of y'all. Like,
it ain't enough single niggas. It ain't enough single straight niggas. Y'all gonna have to share some of these married niggas, and y'all know this.
Thank you.
But I also feel like it's all a lie. Carly read, it was all a lie. I feel like Phaedra is corroborating a lie.
About
that
what?
Portia about the marriage. I don't think he exists.
No.
Yeah, well, did you hear it? It kind of turned into semantics. Phaedra said that she didn't say it was true. She said she knew the man who Portia was referring to. And that gives something that Phaedra would do. The same way she knew fucking well that when she allegedly heard the rumor about the dungeon, you knew the shit wasn't true, but you repeated what you said. You knew what Portia said may have not been true, but you're going to say something along the lines of, I know who she's talking about. What does it have to do with anything?
Right. My bad. I saw another pop up from Ariane. I'm like, what the hell going on over here?
Why
But
was I
anywho,
thinking
Sure,
about
we
that
could
before you
we
said
could get
it?
back to it.
we
What
could
what
bounce
else she
back and
do?
forth. She told Martell to stop calling her. She like, stop calling me tonight.
Or should we give her to the end of the show? Because you know she's gonna keep going.
Oh, we could. I don't want to forget.
Okay.
We could give her to the end of the show.
She said,
We could get her to the end of the show. I'm trying to make. Okay. All right. What's next? It was okay. So we got into Phaedra and Pinky of it all. One thing I want to highlight with Pinky, I loved that Pinky said, and I'm not going to, because I am so sick of this cast seeking apologies.
yes.
It's so weird. Everybody wants, primarily, I feel like everybody on Portia's couch wanted apologies from that side, but nobody was
Yes.
really willing to give apologies to that side. And I need that side of the couch on K. Michelle's couch. I need y'all all to recognize who the fuck y'all, like, y'all all got it going on collectively in my personal. Like, y'all.
Do they at this point? Do they? Because
feel
I
like they
thought
do.
they did, but I have never in my life had a yell at a girl like this before. So at this point, I'm convinced that if you don't think you got it, I don't think you got it either.
Oh, well, damn. I feel like that's more so to Shamea. I think Pinky
Yeah.
know who she is and what she got. I think Kelly know who she is and what she got. And I think K. Michelle damn sure know who she is and what she got.
She don't.
Might be a little delusion there at times.
She
However,
don't. She don't know.
I think she knows she's talented, but
Yes.
K. Michelle is a whole. I want to go back to Pinky for a second. I'm a little drunk. Pinky, why are you pregnant again? You like kids?
I feel like that lady in the courtroom.
You like kids that much?
Ooh.
You like kids that much, huh? And see, honestly, the reason why I asked this question is because, you know, there's a pattern of behavior here where you're the strong Black woman and you got to keep this man. So you got to give him these barefoot pregnant fantasy moments where you keep having all of these fucking children one after another while your businesses was struggling and shit. It just kind of gives, is your business gonna make it through this pregnancy? Because, you know, it gave that your businesses got fucked up when you got pregnant them 3 times back to back. I know that nigga didn't say a lot, but I feel like that was by design because we was on his ass like fish grease when he first came on here because he just got a look to him to me. I'ma just say, I'ma leave y'all alone because y'all like to act like every child is a blessing no matter how much y'all abuse them. But, and I'm not saying she gonna abuse her kids. I'm just saying in general, you can't never say nothing about why the fuck is you over there having all them goddamn kids when you know you gotta go to work. Like,
And can I just want to add, and I'm like, as soon as you start talking, the thought came to me too, and I'm like, damn, I know somebody gonna get offended, but it's okay. Y'all always find something to get offended about. It's not a financially responsible decision that you made. In my personal, to be the boss that you are, I don't think that was wise. But you know, we do it the best.
What they tell the people after you feed, what they say? What do they say? After you, it's like an old saying where it's like you don't really feel once you have 3 kids, the amount of kids you have after that you don't feel it because you got a million kids anyway.
yeah,
I feel like that's where she at.
After she got help, your mama gonna help. So you could just have the baby, be there for a little while, and put the baby off on the mama. Somebody asked, how is it Pinky's husband's fault because she don't use birth control? Because he the person with the sperm. He's the person with the sperm. He can just not fertilize her egg with his sperm. He could get a vasectomy. They reversible. He could put on a fucking condom. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not, at the end of the day, what I am saying is it is her choice, but I think it's a choice out of I need to keep this man type of choice. Not because I actually want to have 6 children running around my house at the same time whilst I battle with my businesses that I keep hiring the wrong people to run. And that's why I was about to say, I low key that this girl was going in on Pinky, but just from such a this is your business that you know, and the way you come off as it pertains to your business, separate from the housewife shit. I felt like, yeah, I could see how there's like this air of I have it all together, but you really don't. And then you pretend as if you do while making the issue worse. That is what I think people are speaking to. But don't nobody want fucking hear that from you, Phaedra.
Mhm.
Shit.
I was looking like, damn, why you stressing this pregnant woman out on this couch about this stuff, Phaedra?
After
Why
she
is you doing
literally
that?
she said, the only B I want to hear tonight is baby because I'm pregnant. She literally said she did not want to get stressed out. And I was even more triggered when Phaedra said you had black investors. That felt to me
And that was why I said it was
that's
anti-black, because it was a
why
dog
I was
whistle.
even more so convinced that when it came, yeah, it was a dog whistle to get black people upset with Pinky. Like, okay, now she's not an honest businesswoman. And for me, that was so strategic that I have to take the pattern that she showed me and apply it to the situation with the gun. She also could have been strategic about that. So yeah, I really did not like that she did that. And then I think it's interesting to question Pinky's business tactics, knowing that Phaedra is someone that's highly successful in businesses that don't have shit to do with each other. Do you know how rare that is?
Yeah.
And for me, I feel like you have to be finding ways to keep your businesses afloat, to be successful, to get certain tax write-offs. Like those are things that just happen in business, to Pinky's point. And I don't think she should apologize for it. So I think Phaedra's a fine one. She basically did the same fucking thing that Portia did to Kelly. Like, look at the pot calling the kettle black. Not because Phaedra has filed bankruptcy, but it's interesting for you to question her business practices. You was married to a whole felon that went back to prison for fraud, but somehow nobody's questioning your involvement or your knowledge of his fraudulent practices. Like I steer clear of that if I was her. I take my Reiki business, my mortuary funeral home business, my law firm, and sit quiet.
Yeah, it now makes me think that, Phaedra, you've had a disdain for Pinky for some time. When you say that you've known her for, I've been knowing Pinky for like a decade, however long. It just seemed like somewhere in that decade, you grew a disdain for her. And I say that because when we initially had you in the beginning of the season, you were talking shit about her to Shamea. Because the comment of, yeah, she used to own like a jerk chicken spot, or she used to own a such and such spot, like that was really shade. Like,
it was.
You knew what you was doing. You didn't say directly that she was not a vegetarian or she wasn't vegan or whatnot. Like, you knew what you was doing. So it does seem like you may have had it out for this woman from the very beginning, just a bit. So that's a little, that's a little odd.
And how we mad that the woman had a business selling meat and now she got a successful business selling vegan food, and you have businesses that don't go together. You know what I mean? She's a serial entrepreneur just like you. So it is really interesting to me. What's really tea?
And Angela piggybacking off everything was so annoying. And it really was because she didn't like that Pinky said she could buy her foreclosed homes. Because Angela was trying to really hold on to them houses. And Pinky said 2 things can be true. I'm like, exactly. Because I feel like the Caucasians do it all the time. One business may be suffering or whatever. They may need to file for bankruptcy over here with that. But they still got loads of money somewhere else.
Yes.
So I'm... It was annoying. It was annoying to see, but Pinky sat up there and handled every single one of them. And it was giving y'all don't know what y'all talking about. right?
And
So
you know, one thing I'm gonna say about Angela, because Angela worked my fucking nerves this reunion too. Um, I thought Angela was smarter than that.
mhm.
And what I mean is when Angela first came to us, she was very quick, very witty with the reads. But this season, it's like she paid for a package of reads and she want to get them all off. And I only see her piping up on other people's behalf. And it makes her look dumb. It makes her look really dumb. Kind of just like, you know how there's always a group of girls and there's one girl who you know is the brains and she don't really have to do shit because the friend over here that got, let me stop. The friend over here is gonna turn up on her behalf. It ain't got to do much, but you just know they're just dumb. And it's like, why are you doing that? You know you don't have to go this
Mhm.
hard, right? And I just want somebody to speak to Nose and just tell her, you
Nose
don't
is
have
crazy.
to go this hard, baby. You don't have to go this hard. Like, she proved her spot with the first season. You got money.
'Cause
You
it's for
are,
Portia.
well, that's what I'm saying. That's why she looked dumb. You got money. You're mostly attractive. You're married. Like, come on.
Well,
Yeah.
I think that a lot of people, and this is why, like, watching Portia sit there with this, I won because Andy and the fans like me. So if you beef with me, then you're gonna have to beef with Andy and my fans, and
Yep.
y'all can't take that. Because y'all can take me by myself, but y'all can't take me and my puddles and Andy and Carlos and everybody else that agrees with me, all the content creators that love me because my ass is big and I laugh really big and hard. Yeah, Angela is definitely giving, I need to prove that I'm going to be a Portia's puddle so that all of her puddles will, stop trying to drown me and just,
Mhm.
cascade upon my hot forehead and cool me off. And that's what I think is happening here. And I think it's the same thing with K. Michelle. I think K. Michelle was getting her ass beat and did not like the feeling of it because it was tough. Like, y'all was bullying the piss out of K. Michelle, Shamea, Kelly, and the people that was not just going along with the Portia bullshit. Cause I refuse to say that I'm just I'm on somebody's side. No, I don't like bullying and I don't like bullshit. Angela
Yeah.
was a perfect example of what was happening this season. From the moment she stood at that first trip they took and they was all standing around the table and Shamea, this is da 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 da, girl. K. Michelle crying. This shit ain't got nothing to do with Shamea. None of that shit had happened yet. None of that. We went to the club with her mama. None of that shit had happened yet. And K. Michelle was sitting there crying, and y'all was looking for a way to blame Shamea for it.
Obsessed with Shamea the whole season. You could say it's when they was in Texas and Cynthia said it was a hurricane, even though we don't have hurricanes here. I'm surprised Angela didn't say it wasn't Shamea.
Because it's always Shamea. At the end of the day, that's what I learned today. After watching K. Michelle and everything that's happened, if nothing else fails, it was Shamea's fault.
Yes.
That's exactly what it was given. K. Michelle and Shamea having this argument about they had a dinner like a week before the reunion. I think that's when Portia, so K. Michelle and Shamea were talking about the friends that Shamea has that K. Michelle called mean girls, and Portia felt like Shamea was being manipulative and starting an alliance or whatever with K. I feel like Portia would have had that alliance with K if K would have allowed it. If Kay would have never saw what she felt was coming with plots or whatever like that, Portia would have welcomed her into her bosom of alliances for sure.
Yeah.
K. Michelle says that Shamea kept asking her to be loyal. I felt like I understood that. Like, you know what it's like to be amongst a group of ladies that don't fuck with you like my friends. Now we in this group of ladies that's not really fucking with me. Like, please don't turn on me like them folks done turned on me. Okay,
I
I'm
understand
going
that
against the
too.
whole cast and you see me.
I just think Portia proved a point, but I definitely understand that. Like, that's an alliance, but it's an alliance that I feel like she was forced to create in order to survive in that environment on the show. And I don't think it came across as an alliance either. But I will say, K. Michelle bringing up, oh, we was in a hookah lounge and your mama was calling her Jezebel. It was so many things that really didn't fucking matter where I felt like I had to take a little bit of what K. Michelle said and a little bit of what Shamea said. Was they in the club at 11 p.m. or 2 a.m.? I don't know. Was Shamea mama wearing a blazer or was her titties up to her neck? We don't know. It don't fucking matter. So then you deflect because it sounds like you getting caught up in a lie and you spill some tea about, ooh, I'm gonna get you in trouble. Look over here, Portia. She called you a Jezebel. And then Shamea's reaction was, my mama, she didn't call you a Jezebel. She said that you was just like your mama. Shamea, same fucking thing. At this point, everybody understands based off of what you said that your mama believes that Portia and her mama are whores. That's what your mama believe. And at this point, just stand on it. Like, I wouldn't allow no hoes to shame me. And I think that Shamea saying, oh, that's not what my mom said, Portia. My mom didn't call you a Jezebel. You gave Kate Michelle the reaction that she wanted, which was, ooh, I'm going to get you in trouble by telling Portia something you said. Because no, bitch, you can't get me in trouble because I repeat it right here on this stage. My mama said you was a Jezebel, and I actually go a step further and say worse. I say you and your mama was. And that's what I need to Shamea to step like.
Nah, yeah, I agree. She should have leaned into that more. My mama didn't say that. And because it's like, why are you still, it gave you still were trying to get some approval from Portia, or you're hoping that you guys will still be cool in some fashion and it's over. And I would have said, yeah, my mama did that. Just be glad she never did it on TV the same way your mama sat up here and talked shit about me on TV because you brought her on the show while you sitting over here telling me and my mama to keep your name out. Tell your mama first, bitch. You go 1st. We'll follow. How about that? Yeah, that I'm glad you kind of clocked Shay. Not Shay, but K. Michelle on that too with the deflecting, like getting caught up. And it's like, oh, well, let me tell you about the Jezebel. I hate it. Even though she's saying she not flip-flopping.
Oh, she a fish out of water.
It is giving that a little bit. It is giving that. It is. I want to go back to the alliance of Shamea looking like she having an alliance with K. Michelle and it not being so obvious. And I don't feel like you said, I don't really feel like it was an alliance, but if it was, it did not look anywhere near the clear alliance that y'all had on that couch because y'all all unified and came after one person. And seeing y'all in Texas in that room all coming together to talk about it confirms that that's the type of time that y'all was on. I want to get into some tweets real quick where, because I know Kandi, like, I ain't even much on the show. And y'all is over here bothering me with it. But let me get this up on the screen real quick. And this is Kandi talking about the mean girl comment.
The big tigger lady bothered me, y'all. I just want to say that.
Which one? Somebody Francesca?
The big tigger lady? Yeah.
Yes, me too. I thought it was just me.
It's the wig and then her energy. Like, it's real, like...
The delivery.
Like,
I'm gonna tell you like this, Shamea. So I'm gonna tell you. I think you should leave the show. Like, relax.
I think the reason it's like that is because she comes from that news space, so heavy in that news reporter space, that now that she's transitioned to radio where you don't have to show up like that. You could be like more chill.
You think that's what it was?
Yeah. When I was watching her, I was like, oh, she's still working on the transition.
That makes sense.
I feel like somebody told her you got to be a little bit more like personable, like as a correction for what you're saying. And she did this, which felt almost kind of shady to some extent.
What you mean she did this? Like the wig?
Mm-hmm. Well, no. I'm talking about the way she talked to Shamea, like the way she, like even the way she like asked questions. It's very, very like bordering on. I'm trying to be messy because they said I was being too reporter like that.
But the messy to me, it gives.
I can see.
I'm not comfortable being messy, and I rehearsed this in the mirror 5 times before bringing it to you. It's giving you shaking in your boots with the bone. You don't want to be the ball carrier, but you shaking in your boots on your way to carry the ball.
It's like this fake confidence thing that's happening while she's asking the questions that kind of makes it feel like a tad bit aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
That you know what I mean?
Someone told me to ask you.
Yeah.
But in a news reporter voice.
Yeah. Listen, I was told that I need to ask you these hard-hitting questions, Shamea. You should leave the show. I feel.
Yes.
Like Big Tigger, Miss Big Tigger, calm down.
It do be coming off too, though, that she doesn't watch the show, but she just watched the clips real fast or looked at the notes real quick. And yeah, because when she was interviewing Kelly was like, huh? What you say? I said, Kelly's so damn real. For that, like, what you mean? I don't understand what you're trying to say.
Say with your chest.
I was like,
The
yeah,
wig.
I don't know if she knows what
The
she's
wig.
trying to say.
The wig is about to come off her head, and that's another thing that's bothersome. I hate when the wig looks so fake, like almost like a hat. Like you just put it
Yes.
on there and put your headphones
Like
on.
she hanging on her door at night. You know, that's a glueless. Like it ain't stuck down to that. She take it off every night and put it on like her jacket before she heads to the station.
No, seriously, because it's given a raise that it has not ever been melted. It has never been laid to the scalp.
Oh, I do see.
sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Miss Big
Oh,
Tigger.
that's so sweet.
You just
Okay,
doing
that's
your
sweet, Jamie.
job.
Let's
This ain't
stop.
really no
Jamie say,
station.
"Oh,
I'm sorry.
Bondi, why you be doing
I'm
that?"
sorry. Put the audio on. I'm sorry.
If y'all hate hers, I know y'all hate Candy's.
Well, Candy's is giving. I don't have enough leave out for this wig.
You don't
It's
think
not-
so?
When I'm looking at it, no, it looked like it needed more leave out to cover this part back. You see that part right here?
Yeah, it's just given she wanted the minimal amount of leave out as possible. And I think in combination, I think the density of the wig should complement the density of her natural
She need
hair.
more leave out.
So I think, yeah, but it doesn't look bad. I'm not
No.
really bothered by this because
It's not
there's
like her
no,
wig.
It looks good.
yes, there's no
Yeah, no, it's
lace.
not like her wig. Like this looked like her scalp, so that's not as bad. Other sis,
Mhm.
that shit got the part down the middle laid, like literally headphones. It's gonna
Yeah,
stay on.
Candy
until I
wig don't
remove
look
it.
Not
bad.
headphones. It's crazy.
But the audio wasn't on when you was playing it earlier.
Oh, it wasn't?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Let me try to
Yeah,
go
Candy
back
got
and
a flip
stop
over wig.
That's what I got on right now.
I know, but you do it right. So like you have the appropriate amount of leave out.
Thank you.
You know?
You got to have it match the density.
Yes.
Let me
Ain't nothing
share and
wrong.
see.
Yeah.
Is it? I may have to go out and come back in.
You are not nice to me.
Can y'all hear it?
I am not nice to you.
Did you see the Cali girl?
Cali girl,
Yeah.
that's okay.
Y'all
said
can't hear
Cali
it
girl?
still?
That's what you be
No,
giving
we can hear.
sometimes. Yeah, we
Oh,
can hear
okay.
it now.
Okay, great.
The clip where K. Michelle, she mentioned that you were a mean girl in Atlanta.
I personally feel that mean girls can't call other girls mean girls. It doesn't work like that. Like we've seen her like literally go in on people on multiple times on camera, on television, you know, calling people out their name, doing all the things. And with that, I have to say, if I'm a mean girl, she was a mean girl too. If you are not nice to me, I am not nice to you. Most Tauruses that you know, we are very straightforward.
Girl,
We don't like beat around the
To the
bush.
point.
Whatever I'm thinking, I say
it
it.
is what it is.
It is what it is. And I don't really care because y'all have to remember a lot of the arguments and stuff that you guys see that end up blowing up in public. A lot of times those are things that were going on behind the scenes. And I don't always go online and tell you everything that the people have said to me or done or whatever that made me feel a way. I don't always give y'all that information. So y'all may only see what the other person said and be like, well, Candy did this.
Taurus is, in my opinion. we
And
don't
what do
air
I
things
do?
out like
I just
that.
say,
Yeah.
okay.
Uh-huh.
That's how you feel.
Let them.
All right. So this is part of, I think I have some more. Hold on. So that's what Candy said. It led to K. Michelle coming out saying, actually, I didn't say that, but that lady did say you was Tigger's side piece. It's crazy.
Whoa.
Woo.
I said,
She talking about Francesca.
Miss
I
Tigger.
think some people thought she was talking about talking about Candy, but she was talking about Francesca, who also turned around and sued Tigger's wife for defamation. But she also came out. Now there were some other tweets though, where K. Michelle came out accusing, like saying all of this is Shamea's fault, whatever the case is, saying stuff. Okay, but I want to get into this video of what she said.
I'm like, I never want to
Y'all
hang
hear
with this lady again. Something is wrong, okay? So I'm staying my distance. She calls me and say, hi, Kandi knew that I was saying that or whatever. I said, what, Shamea? Well, I was just saying, I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings because you was upset or you was crying. I was just saying that y'all would get along so much. Y'all would be the best of friends. Y'all talented. You're pretty. She like you. You like her. I'm like, what does this have to do? Why are you being messy, Shamea? What are we even talking about? Yes, this is a pretty woman. Yes, she has success. Me and this lady have never had a problem. We're in the music industry. We've never had a problem in over 10 years. So what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing telling her and telling them, Rashid and them, telling these girls that I want to hang with them? Out of all of these years, I done got away from that. You didn't come into my life and you telling these girls I'm asking to hang with them? You out your fucking mind. You are out of your mind. So I'm telling her, I never said that. I never asked you. I never asked you to go to, I don't even talk about these women. Well, I'm sorry. You know, she always sorry. I'm sorry. I just wanted us to be cool. All to be cool. You wanted us to be cool. I don't have no problem with these women, but I don't want to be their friend either. I got my friends. And the heck and the trauma and the years of therapy, even being shook up about being in this group, still is a lot to me. It's a lot for me. And you take that to try to hook me up with them without me asking you? Yeah, that's a bit much. That's a bit much. Leave me out of it. Leave me out of it. So by the time I get to the TV show and we being asked questions, that's when I say, I don't want to hear no more about no candy coated nights. Candy coated clicks. That's when that happened. And I said that there wasn't no disrespect towards Kandi. It was just, I'm tired of Shamea talking about this to me. Why is she making it such a big issue? Me and these girls don't have a problem. Shamea, why do you want this problem so bad? Now, yesterday, I watched someone tell another woman, this lady is a journalist, supposed to be, which her job, I could have had that job. This lady's a journalist, so she say. I'm going to call her cheap labor writer. And she asks another young woman. Well, she tells her, you know, K. Michelle said, girl, if you don't get somewhere and finish your breakfast and read a book. K. Michelle said. What K. Michelle say? What she said? K. Michelle say, that you're a mean girl. Now, when did I say that, bitch? When? When did I say that? That's when did I say that? Go read something. Sick of it. Sick of it. Sick of it. So the other person responds back.
Not the other person.
We've seen her. And and she's a mean girl. First place. I'm about to be stunning you. Think you're a great writer? Great artist. You do shows together. You and Scapegoat. I go and vice versa. And we sing those songs. Really don't have a problem with you. Really even respect your business. But you were so quick. Soon as she told you, Kay said this about you. Didn't even give me the benefit of the doubt. You wanted to say something about me crazy. Because you said it too quick. But that's okay. I still respect you. I'm still a woman.
All right, y'all. So that's what K. Michelle had to say. She said she never referred to Kandi as a mean girl. For me, I feel like she did. She ain't gonna like it, but I feel like she did. You may not have said her name, but you said the women that Shamea hangs with. Truth be told, Shamea don't really hang with Rashida and Toya unless she with Kandi. Don't really Kandi friends. Key, she may be cool with them, but who she click with is more so Kandi. So when you say that, you was talking about Kandi. And that's just the short answer. And you're saying, why would I want to hang with them? I don't know. That's what we're trying to find out. And then what else did Kay said something else about I don't talk about these women.
She said she lied.
Love you down, but
She
you do.
said- she does. She said that Shamea lied about her asking Shamea when they were at the club with the mama, and Shamea was about to leave to go and be with Kandi. And she said that K. Michelle was like, well, I want to come. And she was like, well, girl, you don't want to come because Candy's going to be there. And you know, Candy's very loyal to Toya and Rashida. And that was how the conversation went. K. Michelle is now like calling Shamea a liar and saying, I never said I wanted to come with you. I never said I wanted to go out with you. And it's like, with y'all. But it's like, okay, so how did we get to the conversation about them? And I guess K. Michelle is like, well, it was brought up to me. You know, Shamea was like, well, I'm putting my neck on the line with the Kandi Rashida Toya clique. So you should be my friend with the Portia whole situation on Real Housewives. That's how K. Michelle is framing it. But to me, K. Michelle waited until now to say she wasn't talking about Kandi. This has been talked about for weeks now. And this isn't the first time that Kandi has replied to this. And this isn't the first time you've talked about the clique or even talked about the friend group and them being the mean girls of Atlanta that hurt you the first time around. And then you applied that to these women. And the thing that made me aggravated about Portia is because of the way it all played out, Portia was able to use this as a way to we're still blaming Shamea from that moment at that table when they was trying to blame Shamea for why K. Michelle was crying and feeling like what's going on with this group. But the group was doing exactly what the fuck we all thought they were doing, which is getting information behind the scenes to try to make somebody look dumb. And then as the season goes on, they decide whether they're going to show that card or not. I think Portia decided not to show that card because K. Michelle burst into tears. But it was always still the goal to blame Shamea for whatever happened.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I have to agree. I don't think it was ever that transactional between K. Michelle and Shamea. Because if y'all really had an alliance and it was just built, K. Michelle, number one, don't seem like somebody who would just be friends based off an alliance. The way that she occasionally defended Shamea when Shamea wasn't around you really thought that was your friend. So that leads me to believe that I think it might be some technicality. I don't think that K. Michelle asked to hang out with Kandi and Rashida and them. I mean, if you just think about the situation like this, you out at the club with your friend. It's a one-on-one and her mama there. She say, all right, I got to go to this next event. You're going to be like, oh, girl, take me with you. And then she goes, oh, girl, you don't want to come to this event because it's going to be another group of people. And you feel some sort of shame, embarrassment, rejection. And now you turn it into, oh, you're against me as well. K. Michelle to me feels like someone who doesn't know how to place that she felt shame and rejection, not because she wanted to hang out with Kandi, but because your friend is telling you, I'm about to go hang out with a group of girls that you can't hang out with.
And when we think about how throughout the season, K. Michelle was feeling slighted in moments by Shamea that she shouldn't have felt slighted by. For instance, when they were at the end of the season and they were at the club out of town in Scotland, and Shamea brings up how everybody left, and K. Michelle says, well, I played your song, you know, and it's like, that's not the point, Shamea. That's not the point, K. Michelle. And K. Michelle did that before too, in a way where it's like, because she is on Shamea's side, Shamea should ignore the way the other women are treating her because K. Michelle is on her side. Well, I'm on your side, Shamea.
You're talking about when she said, only person I have on my team is Kelly or something like that.
Yes. Yeah. She was like, but I'm on your team too. And she felt the way about that. So to me, it is like a little of, you feel like you doing me a favor and I'm being your friend and you're not even valuing how I'm showing up because you only worrying about how they not being your friend. That is what I feel like K. Michelle has been doing this entire time. And then add on top of that you kind of get tired of everybody who is a Portia fan going at you just because they're defending Portia. So, and then also Andy telling you that you were wrong for how you handled the situation, being on Twitter and, admonishing you in front of everybody when that's something he could have did behind scenes. It all gave, we're trying to let K. Michelle know she need to fall in line. All the way back to when she first had her issue with Portia and they had the conversation and Portia says, you just need to, watch who you listen to. That was directed at Shamea. It was, we can all let this go if you recognize that Shamea is the problem.
Yes.
It wasn't said, but it was insinuated. And K. Michelle knew that was always what the situation was. She did not, I think K. Michelle genuinely didn't like the way they were ganging up on Shamea. But it wasn't until it felt like, okay, it's not enough for me. You're not giving me enough credit for defending you, and I'm getting my ass ate up. So, and now Andy on top of me, and I want to make sure I can stay on this show because I want these white women to buy my country album. So I have to be on Portia's side and Phaedra's side and all of these other people because I'm doing this for my greater good. And I do think that K. Michelle decided she wanted to take Portia's spot.
Well, yeah. Did you see?
sure.
She just said, I want to be the greatest housewife of all time. And I felt like that was shade at Kandi. That was shade at Portia. But I also wanted to add one thing before I forget. People think that this is so much about going up for Portia or going up for Shamea. And the people who are team Portia, I just need them to think about this one thing. Over these past 2 or 3 seasons that Portia's been back on the show, tell me a moment where any woman that has had conflict with Portia has gotten to the point of resolution. They don't. They get to a point to where they're muscled into getting along or getting the fuck on. That we seen that with Drew. Drew was bullied. Drew tried to speak up a little bit, but then she was muscled into getting along or getting the fuck on. Same thing with Angela. The lady said she would be quiet or else I'm gonna fuck your husband, and you let the shit go. And it's not until this season that we directly have you address what that situation was. But when they decided to address what the fuck Portia said, they also didn't leave out Shamea's comments that wasn't shown in the episode. So again, Portia's avoidant of accountability. And now it's K. Michelle. We have never seen Portia to get to a resolution. And if I hated Portia that much, I would be like, oh my gosh, I don't fucking know. But regardless, they love Portia so much. And if y'all want her to continue to participate in the show, she should be a full character, not just an energy on the show that people are trying to satisfy. So let your fave participate in the show and let's figure out why she can't get to a full resolution or conclusion at the least. It's not even a conclusion. I don't understand that.
I saw somebody's commentary on the situation between Portia and Shamea. I forgot her name, but that lady that has the mole on her nose, she's really pretty. But she talks about this and she was like, Shamea never went to Portia with her issue. She just went to everybody else. And I'm like, that's not true. Not only do I feel like Shamea tried to talk to Portia behind scene, but last season when Portia and Shamea sat down at that table and Shamea poured her heart out to her and Portia deflected and was playing with the utensils and went dead. She did the gray rock shit where I go dead in my eyes and I just want to get over this, Shamea. I don't actually want to resolve it. I don't want to talk about why I did what I did. I just want you to get over this so I cannot be the bad guy. Portia doesn't allow for anybody to actually resolve shit with her. It's her way or the highway. One of the reasons why a lot of people didn't like Kandi, as much as I love me some Kandi, y'all know I do. The way Kandi was able to forgive Portia has always been an annoyance for me because I feel like she did a thing that I would do. You attracted to the bitch, so you let her escape.
I don't think that's what it was about. I think it was a power play of gaining control. I think she felt like, yeah, Portia, you fucked up and you apologetic. But if I take you under my wing, it's almost like everything is dead. Like there's nothing I have to worry about of Phaedra feeling like she got somebody to go to. And it worked for a little bit because Phaedra and Portia didn't speak for years. But now it's almost like, what was the fucking point? You should have threw that bitch to the gutter
Because what
the
did
same
Portia
way
do?
you did Phaedra. Yes,
Because
because
what
what
did Portia do?
Mhm.
Bring Phaedra back on the fucking show and be her conduit. And that's the reason why I'm saying Portia showed the type of person that she is time and time and time again. That wasn't the first time that she had played in somebody's face. Kandi has done this before where Kandi forgave Portia, like put her on her play. Y'all know, like she will go up for somebody and then Portia still played you. And then you will still befriend her again and then be at her wedding and all of this shit and still be mad at Phaedra. I feel like you have every right to still be mad at Phaedra because Phaedra never apologized. But I feel like Portia is no different than Phaedra. She just know how to pretend and do all of that fake shit. Yeah, reality with Kristen. I like her. But when she said that shit, I was like, no.
I like her too.
Portia and Shamea have absolutely had this opportunity to resolve this, but Portia refuses to because Portia sees herself as above her.
Untouchable.
Yes. And with Kandi, I'm sorry. I genuinely feel like, and almost low key, even with K Michelle, there's a level of I like girls and Portia likes girls. Portia's pretty and Portia, and I told y'all this when y'all was like, oh, Drew is pretty. It's not the same. You can be an attractive woman, but to be a succubus like Portia is one that really knows how to generate their sexual energy in a way that makes them attractive to people that don't want to be attractive, like that don't want to be attracted to them. That's what I mean. So for me,
like a siren.
Yeah. So I feel like when it comes to Kandi, when it comes to Portia, there is a level of she's beautiful. So I'm gonna just let this ride. That's happening. And I do feel like a lot of women are feeling that way. They just, they may not be gay. They're just going for the halo effect. But when it comes to what happened at the beginning with Kandi and Portia and how that conversation even started, because y'all was in the club and bitch, we was tongue kissing and you said you wanted to eat my pussy until I came. Yeah, it's given that you're more okay with like getting past the situation because of the attractiveness of the person. That's what it feels like. Not the Portia people. Listen, we're talking about a reality show that she's on. It's not like we care that much, and I hate when y'all do this because outside of Real Housewives of Atlanta, we do not talk about this lady. I don't know why you act like this.
Child. Was there anything else about the reunion?
Don't
Only
forget
thing
to
that
circle back on Ariana.
Oh yeah, I will. The only thing that I will mention was that I thought it was interesting for Portia at the end to highlight to K Michelle that Shamea was weaponizing the situation she went through with those ladies against her.
Manipulation, all that shit.
Yeah. And I said, well, why is it that you can notice that, but then pretend to act like there was no plot when you sat up there and said, oh, those oysters, those are clean.
Thank you.
And then y'all fans gonna still sit up here and play and act like it wasn't.
It's crazy.
And I said it's a possibility, but the fact that she clocked that about Shamea, but not herself, cut it out. She was playing in K Michelle's face, and K Michelle, you will be a fool. It's given. You want to kiss the ring, but I'm gonna tell you like this: in order to be the greatest, you don't kiss that ring. You make your own lane. She got her own minions. Okay, you got to be top dog like her. You can't follow behind her and do what she wants to do. And be clear, the only reason in my personal that Portia is in that position, gorgeous woman. I think she has a bubbly personality. She does have her faults, but it's because Nene Leakes is not there, baby.
Okay.
It left room for her to step in.
You know about Portia?
Yes. Yeah, Portia.
I mean, and even Kandi. Kandi. Kandi has a boss energy about her, but not in a way to where people are beneath her. That's the only difference. Yeah. And I think that if Kandi was on the show, a lot of girls wouldn't be missing their marbles. They would be moving around with their actual thinking caps on because you don't have to put on for Kandi. They would still want to be liked, but they wouldn't be fighting on Kandi's behalf. So even just bringing the energy on.
The way
Yes,
she was so
Especially.
quick to bring up Shamea wanting to be like Kandi, baby, she would have been over there flocking to
that.
Kandi immediately.
Yes,
It
and
would
that
have been Phaedra. Well, Phaedra wouldn't be there, so then it would be Drew, Cynthia, and Portia. That's what it would have been.
it would have been a more interesting show because I feel like it would have forced people to not rest on the fact that, well, I can just do whatever Portia wants me to do to skate. That's what I feel like people did this season. They didn't have to give a story. They could just go along with whatever Portia was on and they could skate. But if Kandi was there, it would have rebalanced the power. So Portia
For
wouldn't
sure.
have had as much power and people would have had to actually show up honestly. Like, for instance, Phaedra, when we talk about Phaedra, girl, you wasn't at that wedding. I didn't realize she wasn't at that wedding. You are not that bitch friend. And you was willing to point out how she a hoe.
Mm.
And she shared dick with almost every person on this cast. And then Angela, not only do you not film any scenes with Portia alone as you play lapdog, but you say shit in the confessional to point out how you don't really like her and she a hoe. Even Phaedra making jokes about Portia being a hoe and that it, all she need is the right price. So that's why it's like, why are y'all coming at us for pointing out the things that even her minions on the show have said?
Right.
Kelly,
They don't want to hear it.
Kelly, that's when I said y'all was hating on, but I said I like Kelly when Kelly was like, you fucked every married Nigerian in Atlanta, African. Yes, that shit, that was the funniest shit said all season because it was accurate. It wasn't
and the
a lie.
timing was perfect because she said it with her
has good
fucking
timing.
chest.
Yes,
Like
she
even
did.
Portia was taken aback. I would thank you.
Yeah, the shit out of her like she did Angela.
And that's why I'm so glad that I stayed on my square. And every time y'all was talking that shit about Kelly, I was like, I like Kelly because I like people that's not a punk. But I also like people that have care for people. The way she has decided to not pick a side between K. Michelle and Shamea is extremely impressive to somebody like me that sees how easy it is to be weak and choose a side. So, I like Kelly and I can't wait to see what she do next season. Yeah, she ain't got her money shit together, but I'm still gonna blame that ugly fat husband about that. And I'm gonna
for sure
doing it.
Yeah, for sure. Because why is it that Simon can go and put Portia's name on all kind of shit, about to have her tied up, then everybody being sensitive and oh my god, that I can't believe he did that to her. But then when Kelly come to y'all with her shit, then she broke, she this and that. Mind you, I don't believe that she's broke because she was awarded that home that she sold. Now paying your debts, cause like Phaedra told Pinky, well, if you so rich, then pay your damn bills. Now listen, she went wrong.
Heard about
now.
the server, right? That's about to take her to court.
Oh yeah, I saw that, and I
The
also feel
server.
like
Take who?
Yeah.
Pinky to court?
No, Kelly.
Oh,
she
take Kelly
she
to
got
court. Okay.
unpaid wages.
it's another.
Oh, I can believe it with the other location.
Yeah, but it's the same thing like the Gary guy, to where I feel like y'all just want to pop on social media, so y'all flying with the current. That's what it feels like to me. Because when I looked up that Gary situation, nigga, how you expect somebody to pay you $100,000 a month after you gave them $40,000 to add to the amount that you were supposed to be giving them? That don't even make sense that you thought you was gonna get a return on your $75,000 or whatever it was investment in a month. And then she paid you like 30 something thousand on it, and you still came up online and was like, oh, I'm taking you to, and it's the same thing with Pinky. Their restaurants weren't successful. It's not that they scammed these people, like they took their money and just didn't pay them. They took the money, they put it into the restaurant, and because of the economy and how everything is going right now, it didn't work out. And the way y'all are framing it, them other bitches, framing it as if it means that Pinky and Kelly are defrauding people and just not paying them so that they can keep up a lifestyle. And I don't think that's what happened. I think that they invested in their restaurants like they normally would, but because of how the economy went down, people were not going to spend money on extra shit when they were opening these brand new restaurants and shit. I think the economy was going down. But the way it's being framed is like, oh, y'all was just taking people money and not making good on it and frauding. And I don't think that was it.
It sounded like
Kelly, I was just gonna say real quick with Kelly's situation, I think she also was relying on that husband who was supposed to be paying her a significant amount of money back on top of child support. And I think that kind of set her back with her finances. And I think it typically does when you may count something you don't have in that moment. And I don't think she was awarded the house at that time to sell it, or either if she was awarded, I don't think it's sold yet or whatnot. But yeah.
It sounded like Cynthia was about to go up for Kelly and Pinky because she said something like, as someone who was involved in the restaurant business by way of my XX. And I can't remember what she said after that, but it must have not been.
The business is hard. It's a hard business.
Okay.
And it is.
But I
the
just,
restaurant, yeah.
I thought that was iconic though, because she didn't say X, she said XX, 2 times removed.
Yeah.
He's a great X.
That when I tell y'all, Peter Thomas is one of the most weak niggas I've ever seen in my life. Like, you're online complaining about your ex-wife not giving you money for a house as you sit with a 30-something-year-old bitch who think you got money on your lap, and you just came out of jail. You almost 70 years old and you still not setting up payment plans with these IRS people like everybody else. What's wrong with you, nigga? Yeah, I think I'm also tired of Cynthia, because that's the funny part. Y'all can say what y'all want to say, but when it was about Peter, I defended Cynthia. But when it came to Cynthia on this show, she pissed me the fuck off, because it was too many times where it was obvious you was just the person that was supposed to be here to validate that side of the couch, and that annoyed me.
Let's hear Peter real fast and how he wanted to spaz on Cynthia, it seems. I'm going to speed this up.
Such a bitch.
I wanted to secure it because I'm going away. And I said, if I go away for a year, at least a year, 14, 15 months, I want to come back to my home. All right. So I needed to make a payment, okay, to just pay it off. Okay. So I said, Cynthia, I need you to write this. As a matter of fact, Cynthia, I need you to buy this townhouse from me. All right. Under your company name. Okay. I'm gone. Okay. To rent it out, Airbnb it, whatever. Because I have $350,000 equity into this place. Okay. I don't want to lose that money. Okay. All right. And if you can't Airbnb it, or for whatever reason, you could sell it. It's under your company name. Okay. But at least I know there's a chance of me having my home when I get back out. And we met at a restaurant in the Loop. And she agreed. And I talked to my banker, which I introduced her to, which is now her banker. Okay. And I involved my friend, Sunita Brooks, in it, because she was talking to Cynthia more than I was talking. So I wasn't trying to talk to Cynthia every day. So I had Sunita in the mix, talking to her to make sure it would go down. And like 10 days before the process folded, I called her on the 9th day and said, hey, look, I've been texting you, and, for you to engage with people that we could do the purchase. And I don't know what happened within her saying yes in that 10 days. But I sent her a text, and her reply was, I feel like I'm being pressured. I feel like I'm being bullied. Okay. And I'm like, what? Because we had a great lunch. Okay. I thought everything was good. I'm the guy who walked away, not taking 50% of the money, not taking any money, future money, just walked away, sell the house, keep the money from the proceeds from the house, do whatever. Anything you think I owed you, you got it. Okay. I don't want nothing. So when she did that to me, and the day when I made that statement is the day that the marshal knocked on my door at 7:30 in the morning and gave me 15 minutes to get out of my townhouse. Okay. And I thought we were good. I thought I didn't take nothing from the divorce. I thought we were friends. She just did the podcast in the said townhouse. And now I lost my house because she didn't stand up for me like I stood up for her. I took for years, Carlos, and you produce these shows where people were saying I'm broke, she support me, I am living off of her, and all of that shit, and none of that shit was true. But that's the way the show is edited. So when I go out there, I have to face that every day. I have to face that. I was in public once, and women say, "When you gonna pay Cynthia back her money?" I'm like, "What money?" So it was crazy. So I took those abuse, and I would say for the first 3-4 years, Cynthia didn't know how to make that vehicle Atlanta housewife work. She didn't know how to mix it up with Nene or with anybody, and I was always in her ears. You used to push me into a situation where we turn up the numbers. You know what I'm saying? Because every year you have to wait to see if they're gonna get you back. You have to wait for that letter after the reunion, and Cynthia was always in panic mode. You know what I'm saying? That she might not get called back.
That's crazy. Not you blaming her for losing your house. That's insane.
I was just triggered because my question is this: why the fuck would you think Cynthia owed you anything? Owed you anything after getting the divorce? If y'all had that level of mutual understanding, respect, care, good intention, y'all would still be married. If my ex-husband asked me to come do, and she ain't got no fucking kids with him, there's no benefit for her to enter a business agreement with someone who has been continuously convicted of fraud. The fuck?
And so she went home. She had to take to court to get her money back from him.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
The audacity to do wrong in a marriage and think because you walked away not taking half that she owes you something. You shouldn't have took half of shit, because she had a lot of the shit she had before she got with your ass, and everything that you created fell to dust. So you shouldn't have walked away with nothing. What is wrong with them?
That's why I said he weak as fuck, because it's
Entitled.
crazy to me to like view yourself as a man, but then be up here complaining about the fact that a woman would not help you basically defraud the government by getting a house and keeping it in her name until you got out and then transferring it over to you. And then if it was any issues, oh, she could just sell it. No, nigga, I don't want to be involved in nothing that could possibly seem
ties.
illegal with you. And you come online every other day, like talking about this lady in a way that makes her look like she's weak. And it really pisses me off because I've noticed this thing. I don't know if y'all have noticed this. Men talk about women like they're supposed to have the same masculinity as men. They'll be like, oh, she's scary, or she a punk, or she broke. And I'm like, are you talking to a woman like this person with a dick? Because you're supposed to have all those things. So when you come to her with your hand out, and then your response to her not giving it to you is, oh, bitch, you don't have it, and you're broke and you're weak. Nigga, you wanted her to be weak, because if she was weak, she would have went along with what you wanted her to go along with, like she did during that fucking wedding, you hoe. He a hoe. Just go be a prostitute, Peter. Go sell Jamaican dick.
That's crazy. Thank you, Deshaun, for the super chat. The fact that Cynthia didn't show up as the people pleaser he knows and expected her to be made him furious. He treated her like she was weak. Thank you so much for the super chat. And I agree. I agree. Boss lady, thank you for the super chat. Do y'all think Angela is rehearsing her reads? 1000%. She'd be too ready to get them off before she forget them. Yeah.
And then they don't be like, she just like Drew, where sometimes they have the line ready and it doesn't really apply to the moment, but they still use it.
You got to get it off.
Yeah.
You got to get it off. And it's like, use your critical thinking skills. You got to be smarter than that. That's what I mean. That's what makes her look dumb. You need to pay, like, you can pay for the reads, but the wit has got to be there.
The timing, okay? The
timing is important. Yeah.
Yes.
Angela was such a huge disappointment. And so was Drew. I'm not gonna lie. Drew pissed me all the way off. Child, I'm sorry. You coming in my motherfucking DMs to tell me it's all Shamea's fault. All for K Michelle to turn around and be like, it's all Shamea's fault. Okay.
That's crazy. Thank you for the super chat. Always Leo season. Happy early birthday, twin. Thank you so much. Happy early birthday to you too. Thank you. Thank you.
Leo.
All right, y'all. Let's get into Ariane before we get out of here real fast, because she done dropped another post talking to. Yeah, she just dropped just one, surprisingly, right? So Martell says, Ariane, answer the phone. I've asked you time and time again to not answer my phone calls. I do not do this to you. She says, Martell Holt, stop calling me tonight. Make sure you check Maverick's folder tonight and remove all the keep home papers he has on the left side. If she has a return to school paper on the right side of the folder, return it. Then she says he needs a snack and wash and refill his water bottle. We'll pick him up from school tomorrow. Tell him I said goodnight and I love him. He said, call me, bring his clothes in the morning. He's been asleep for an hour. She says, meet me at the door, Mr. Holt. Mr. Holt is crazy. He says, stop, baby. I love you. Wow. I don't think I've heard those words from Mr. Martell. Okay. He says, Malia has to be at patrol at 7:25. So what do you want to do? So y'all don't live together? I thought y'all lived together. I guess not.
They're not married. Legally not supposed to, because it's in the agreement with Mel.
Oh, it is?
Didn't know that.
Yeah, he can't live with somebody unless he's married to them. I think that's a part of it. Because I remember something coming out about that a while back. So this is just my question. So are all the Cardi B male videos in response to Ariane?
Yes.
I think they are. I think they are. I think it's a response to Ariane. I think it's a response to Martell. I think it's a response to Rain. What is it? Rain Kingdom Entertainment. Carlos's Kingdom Rain. I'm sorry, Kingdom Rain. Yeah.
Carlos is the raindrops and Portia is the puddles.
Good night.
Who said that? Who said puddles?
Bundy called her puddle. Called them puddles.
Erica De Niro called them puddles because they're so shallow. All the people that
Oh,
defend Portia because they're extremely shallow. They're shallow like a puddle. So it's
that's a good
Portia's
one.
puddles.
I'm
That's a good one.
screaming.
It is a
Shout
good
out
one.
to Erica De Niro,
Mhm.
especially when she calls Shamea Shamika. It takes
Yeah.
me out every time.
Jamila, Shamika, Shameka.
I like Shamika.
I like
like the
Jamila and
Shamika.
Shamika. My girl, bro.
But yeah, I think Mel is responding to probably all three of them. That's why she dropped 3 videos. One for Martell, one for Ariane, and probably one for Carlos.
That's my
or the
girl.
production company.
That's my girl. Y'all know I love Mel. Mel love to, shit on everybody with, money and stuff. Because putting a video on the side of a vehicle was very baller. However, the very first video. Can we run it for a second? Jamie, do you mind?
I don't mind, but we're gonna have to run it on mute, probably.
No, we need to run it on mute. That's fine. We just need to see.
Okay. Let me give me 1 second.
That is my girl, right? And I'm very serious about this.
I'll be trying to vibe with her on a deeper level since we're both 11/11 Scorpios.
Yes. And I be
Okay, I
trying to
think-
vibe with y'all because they say Geminis and Scorpios, we be seeing each other because we have like our, evil twin thing that pops.
Mm-hmm.
You get us in a certain space and we like, rah.
Yes.
That's what this is
The-
giving. Go ahead, keep
The
playing.
way I saw her leaning on the car made me wonder how many times she recorded this.
All right.
Girl,
one,
me
two,
too.
What's that? What's that? What's that? What is that?
What you mean?
What's on the back of the jeans?
Oh, I don't
a
know. I think
tag.
that's how they made. I think that's how her jeans are.
That's how they made?
Yeah, they be making some jeans like that with the fabric. It's a fabric tag though on the outside.
Oh,
It's not like a
It's not
scanner.
silver.
designer.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, it was them in the comments talking about, did you cut the bob yourself on TikTok? Did you see that? And
Yeah.
I watched the video probably 4 times over because
I was trying to figure out what was good. Did she put the jeans on and not take the tag on first? Because we need to hurry up and record this video. That's what I was thinking about. I'm glad y'all said that that's how the jeans are made, and that's fine. The body oil look like it's working real good. The car.
yeah, it like I wasn't really. I saw the comment about the bob and I wasn't really thinking about it until I saw the 3rd video and realized that she had a different bob.
Was it? That was a
It was-
different bob in that video?
Yeah, the
Yeah, I
video
think it had
of
different
her,
color.
yeah, it was a different
Yeah.
bob. So I was wondering if she saw the comment of what somebody
wanna
said on
know-
TikTok.
I want to know what this is all in response to. That's what I want to know. I also want to know, did she have the heels on when she got on top of the car? Or did she take the heels off, get on top of the car, and then put the heels back on for the video? That's what I want to know because I'm worried about you scratching up this G-Wagon because, my daddy made me very aware of how people fuck their cars up. So I'm just nervous. But yeah, it's just, I want this to me.
See, that's a different bob.
Okay, this is a different bob. Okay, but now it's on the side of a truck. So now we showing you we got money because we was able to go and get this truck with our video from yesterday on it. And that's great, right? But I also feel like, what is this particularly in response to? Because I want to know what this is in response to.
She
Specifically.
said, how
she
you
was
gonna
shot more
flex
videos
with
of
me
cars.
on some shit I had? And then she said something about broke hoe. She said, how you gonna, on that same part, how you gonna flex on me on some shit I had? So she had the show. She had the man. You coming on to my show is not the flex you thought it was. You broke hoe is basically how she ended.
Oh, okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so girl, I'm not gonna say nothing. Never mind.
She look good though.
She looks
Yeah, she do.
excellent.
She
looks
do look
amazing.
good. And I can relate to her in a way of when somebody tries to take it there with me,
Shut up,
I
Jamie.
often take it to hell. And I don't care how crazy I look. It's like y'all gonna think I'm crazy anyway. So let me go ahead and take it to hell. My only thing with this is that the story ended for me when she left the show and she was supposed to be on to better things.
And that's it. Because I was about
And
to
by
say,
her coming back around, it's like, Mel,
you might as
you
well
were
stay on the
supposed to be above
show.
it. Yes, you could have stayed on. You were supposed to be above it because honestly, her leaving on her own accord, them actually having to talk about their own lives, like that was the end of the book.
Yes.
It's like whenever somebody has a great show go on for 5 seasons and then they come back with a 6, 7, and 8 season, but it really ain't about nothing. It's like, you didn't have to do this. You could have stopped at season 5.
Somebody said, I just saw the first comment. They said, oh, she mad because Martell bringing his new boo on the show. Laughing emojis. I just saw that. Damn. That's why y'all think?
I'm going to just say that's my girl. Okay? That's my girl.
Yeah.
But me personally, like as a Gemini, not as a Scorpio, as a Gemini, we like to like starve you with energy. So our thing is to like ignore you until you turn to dust. And just don't, like that.
I show my ass and then I starve them of energy. That's what I do.
Okay.
And at this point, I'm sure she's shown her ass already. So this is the starving of energy phase that I'm expecting her to be in as a Scorpio.
Okay. So we're on the same page. We're feeling
Yeah.
like, what are we doing right now? Because if you was this mad, Mel, just say that. And that's what starts to get frustrating, right? Because it's like you care so much about the image of it all, but you still mad. And I feel like just be mad until you're not mad no more. Don't pretend to not be mad and still be mad, because these types of things I'm still mad. And if you still mad, you have every right to be, because this shit is re-traumatizing. So you go through the shit with the husband, you go through the shit with the show, and then they still talking about you on the back end, and then they bring the side bitch on the show to reap the benefits of what you created after they gave you such a hard time that you had to fucking leave. And because everybody was talking about how this was just like this huge portrayal by Carlos. And I was just like, well, this is who Carlos is. I don't know what y'all are like mad about at this point. If y'all ain't realized how Carlos get down, use you and discard, I don't know what to tell you at this point. But it's always been that. So I'm not even mad about that. At this point, I feel like Ariane coming on the show is sealing the deal that the show will eventually be over. Because once she comes on, what else is there to be said? Once she comes on and does all of this, what else are y'all gonna give us? Because this was the last. This was the last.
Actually disagree. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, Jamie, I'm interested.
I disagree with the usual and discard. The reason why I say that is because to me, when I hear discard, I hear him kicking her off the show. But she the one that chose to leave. I feel like
I think he discarded her before
and gave her some accommodations. Say what?
I think he discarded her before she left the show.
Oh, you mean with how like he allowed the cast to pretty much use her as a storyline and not get into their own drama, which is what they finna do this next season.
And also how he allowed for Martell to kind of like use the dynamics of the show as a way to further abuse her without any reprimanding. So there were things going on. Protect Martell. And so like, it's
that for
another
a fact was happening. We can't deny that.
So that's why I feel like he been said he ain't really give a fuck. And it wasn't until you left that it was like, okay, well, I don't give a fuck either. But then you don't just not give a fuck. You go on to still be in some ways mad about what's happened. And your anger is righteous. But for me, I'm like, don't pretend like you not mad no more if you still mad. Run that shit until you not mad no more. But
and that's the thing that sucks is that we don't know. We can assume what's driving it is Ariane coming on the show, Martell responding to comments about Mel. We could assume that.
Oh, yeah.
But she don't have the benefit of having production edit and tell her story in a way to where we could even say, oh, well, shit, I would have done the same thing. We don't know why the fuck she doing it. We can just assume. And it's only Martell and Ariane who now get the benefit of having a production team on their side to edit and tell their story the way they want to. So I wouldn't have said shit, especially if I decided to walk away. I wouldn't have said shit.
And I also want to say shit based on the history, right? Because whenever he or Ariane does something, Mel is going to be on this story. She is going to say something. She is going to definitely tell y'all to go buy them products for sure. Like she going to let you know, I see what the hell y'all on.
The kicker is this. I feel like and who knows, maybe she can say otherwise, but these 3 videos dedicated as a response is driving me to watch the show more than it is for me to go buy a body butter. I almost didn't even
Oh,
notice she had
shit.
body butter in her hand in the car
No, the
because I
first
was
video.
listening to the
Yes.
lyrics,
It
thinking
was
about
the
how it
first time.
applied to the show.
Yes. Same.
Oh,
Same.
so I'm the fool that caught the. Okay, that's so interesting.
No, for real,
Okay,
because I didn't even pay attention to the
that
body
make
butter until after I had seen the 3rd video, and I went
Yes.
back to be like, wait, are we? This is the 3rd video, and I went back,
Yes.
and I was like, oh, okay, it's
Because it's
advertising.
driving me to be like, damn, why is she mad? I gotta watch the show. What did Ariana Martell say?
Exactly. And that's why it's like, if you was gonna do all of this advertisement for these people, you might as well have stayed on to get your fucking check and not just be letting Martell get a check.
Yeah, you should have been on the show with Ariana at that point.
And that's why I feel like low key, I wonder if Carlos did this to maybe kind of force Mel to maybe be like, I need to come back because we need to have a sit down. If honestly,
Yeah, I think
doing all this,
she
you
should
might
have
as well.
negotiated a 2-year
You
break
might
or
as
something
well.
like that.
She
A 2 or
should.
3-year break in return.
She should have never left.
The way I would come
She
on
needed to
here
though.
in a public
I
live,
agree.
not behind a paywall, for that lady to sit down across the table from Ariane in a dun 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 type of trailer. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Screaming.
It's finally time. The two who you never thought would be face to face.
Not the walk up as they get the feet walking up to the.
And honestly, I don't even think that the beef lays between Mel and Ariane, and it shouldn't. Like, honestly, Mel don't realize this would be the largest power play in her life had she come on the show and simply had a conversation with Ariane.
Because it
And
was
not even on some let's be cool, but
no, it was yes.
just to know, just for Martell to know that they have direct access to each other and that Mel can write the story she wants to write, that is already just deading a lot of the bullshit right there. So it is what it is.
Honestly, it would have been so great because I feel like Ariane doesn't have the emotional control that Mel has. So if they would have sat down, it would have only made Mel look better and Ariane look worse to me.
Oh, for sure.
That's why I'm like, everybody be feeling like, oh, Carlos is just being an asshole. But I'm like, I almost feel like Carlos is like, no, I'm gonna bring her on here to piss you off enough to possibly get you to come back so that y'all could have the blowout. You know what I'm saying? But
well, I'll be honest and say I disagree again because remember he was saying something about her fans. I think he talked about the fans. I don't know if he said like mellow meters, but how the fans were coming at him. I don't know if he's gonna want that again. And he about already getting some of that just off of the people feeling like he betrayed. I don't know if you saw the TikTok video I put up, but a lot of people were in the comments kind of like dragging him.
Crystal Jordan and them did an article about how Carlos went too far. I saw that. But I don't think he care about that. I think
you don't think so? I could have sworn he talked about that like a while ago.
He care about it from the ego standpoint, but as a producer, I think he can always go into this is good for my show.
For sure.
And that's like where I think he can eventually like land. But that's where he lands. Yeah, all this is messy and everything, but what is good for my show? What's good for me? And I think that this type of mess is good for him and for his show and for in production. That's why for Mel, it's like it would have been better for you. And I hate to say it because I don't want to police how you react to things because I know how it is to feel like people want you to take a high road that I never told you I was going to take. So I get it. But it does come off like if you were going to be this mad about her coming on the show, if you were going to still care, you should have stayed in contact.
Because it's your shit.
Yes.
It's your shit.
Exactly. And I think that's where a lot of this energy might be coming from. But I also feel like, girl, just get on YouTube and make your money. Every time she comes on, get up there and say do what she could not do. Ariane squandered the opportunity to turn this into something.
Behind a man.
Yes, because she wanted to protect Martell because Martell said not to. You don't have that. So now, if I was her, girl, do your Patreon. Every time they come up with an episode and you got something to say about it, get your fucking money.
She needs to be reviewing the show, clocking the lies. Well, let me tell you what. I pay for it.
Me too.
Y'all talking about Ariane?
No, for Mel.
Oh man,
On her
okay.
Patreon. If she gonna make episodes responding, like if she gonna do reviews responding to what's happening on the show, I would pay to see her response to this shit.
Gotcha. Okay. Real quick, California Cutie, thank you for the super chat. Sending y'all a small tip. Love you, ladies. Hashtag play game. Thank you so much. Play game. Lucy D66, thank you so much for both super chats. Do y'all believe Portia's relationship will last? I think it will up to 5 years.
That's good. That's a good estimate.
It lasts a while.
Mm-hmm.
You give it 5 years?
5 was too long. I guessed correctly with Portia and Simon. I said 2. I think it ended up being 2.
With a woman, I'll give it 3 tops.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a little.
Thank you for the super chat.
That's why I didn't get it when she said, and my mom, she
No,
said,
for
even
real.
if I wanted to remarry, and I'm like, Miss Diane, why the fuck would you encourage this lady to remarry 3 times when she could just,
Don't get married.
It's
no
not
more,
necessary.
Portia. Don't get married no more. Well, you shouldn't have got married the last time.
It's not necessary.
That's the thing that pissed me off because everybody would think, "Oh, you hate Portia." No. We was rolling with Portia until she decided to marry Simon. That is literally when we was like, "Well, bitch, what you doing that for?" Because she gave her money, she gave her jobs, and
played
then
in everybody's face about why she decided to marry Simon as well. Hashtag love wins.
Still came back to the show and then still had to come back and try to get all these jobs. Now you on Ultimate Girls Trip for the second fucking time. Like it ain't Housewives we ain't never seen on there. I'm sorry, y'all. That's still annoying me that they got her for this second round of the Ultimate Girls Trip because I didn't think she was that good on the first Ultimate Girls Trip. She's actually kind of better on this one than she was on that one. Because on that one, she did the Nene thing. She almost closed her laptop last girls trip. So I didn't even like that version of her. This version of her, you know, you don't have any fingernails because you're finger fucking people. Yeah, that's more interesting to me. I'm bisexual. So, you know. But I don't like Giselle. And so that's another reason why I'm not watching that. Because I don't like Giselle and I'm not interested in none of them white women. So you don't have not a black lady on this cast besides Portia that I care to watch.
Right.
And
that's how I was feeling too.
And I can't even fuck with Portia right now because of what's going on with Housewives. Like, I don't want to see you on here, bitch.
Yeah. I ain't been watching either. Thank you for the super chat, Misbehaving. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being most trifling, how trifling is Carlos King for bringing Ariane on the show? I would say I'm not on the scale because I don't think he's trifling at all.
Thank you. That's what I meant. Either a 1 or a 0. I don't think nothing is trifling about bringing her on the show.
Really?
Not at all.
No.
I mean, I wasn't going to give it a 10, but I would have gave it somewhere in the middle.
Nah, I don't think it's trifling.
I feel like that's just who Carlos is in general.
They're not friends though. It's a business.
But he makes promises that, think about it. How many times did he come on? That's my friend. We really talk. I you know what I'm saying? Like he puts on like it's deeper than it really is.
But the thing is, technically, is he trifling because she decided she didn't want to be on the show no more? She walked away from it. So does it still stand? Does it mean he should never bring Ariana on the show? Like you can't.
No, it doesn't. But
same thing with Real Housewives.
If I was really your friend, if I really cared about you, that's the difference. And there's some level of him pretending like he actually cared. That's
why I have to.
Did, but
see, when you put that stance of, you know, if I really cared as your friend, how I'm looking at it is from his standpoint. If you really cared as my friend, then when your millimeters is on my ass, then you don't never tell them to calm down. That's the same shit that your castmate said with you. I'm the producer that helped you put this on and greenlit the damn show and put money behind it. As much as you go around and say this is my show, it's like that shit go both ways. So now I honored what you wanted as much as I could on the show. You decided to make a decision to exit stage left. I'm with you. I support that. Now that you are 2 years removed, you don't get to dictate how I run it now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree.
So that's why I'm like, I can't even. I'm with Niecy. Like it's business at this point.
Not bonding you reaching, boo. About what? I don't even give a fuck. Like about what? All I'm saying is, if a nigga really was your friend, like because I'm a good friend, right? I don't think Carlos is a good friend. I'm a good friend. So if I actually cared about my friend, I probably would have tried to find every way to do that shit without bringing her on if I was still good with you and you left because of your mental health. say you left because he's still on the show. I'm not getting rid of him. Everybody else is using you as a scapegoat. I'm allowing that to happen. You say, I can't take this shit no more. You leave. I'm going to respect the fact that we've been using you as a scapegoat this whole time. So if you want to leave, go ahead and leave. I'm not actually mad at Carlos for bringing her on the show. I think it's actually a good thing. Even though Mel don't think it is, I think it is because I think eventually it will bring the end to the show. Because what else can you say after a certain point? So for me, I'm not even mad that he brought her on the show. All I'm saying is the nigga was pretending to care about you and he never really fucking did. And this is evidence of such things to me. That's all I'm saying. I don't really fucking care. Leave me alone, bitch.
Anything else, y'all?
Look at all these people. I'm tired of all these fucking shows and all these fucking producers. And at the end of the day, I'm biased because the nigga knew my motherfucking mention and act when he wanted to get his shows up here for everybody to see. But when they all hit, all of a sudden, you don't know nobody motherfucking mention and you don't know us. So I'm sorry. I believe the nigga is the type of person I believe he is. And I don't give a fuck. And I feel like that translates to Mel as well. At the end of the day. Period.
And at the end of the day,
the day gotta end.
The day gotta end. So we appreciate you guys for being here. Be sure to like up the video, subscribe to all of our channels, our Instagram, join the Facebook page, and we will catch you guys in the next one. Bye, y'all.